Knicks family, what's popping? It's 1:26, 1:30 in the morning. And you about to talk Knicks with me. The Knicks win. Super Mario saves the day. We're going to talk about Cantor trades. We're going to talk about Fizdales' second half plan for the season. Let's go. And let's do this over one more time because I had myself muted. Knicks family, what's popping? I don't know. It's late, I guess. It's 1:30 in the morning, but you're up with me. We're going to talk about the Knicks. Super Mario saving the day for the Knicks. We're going to talk about Cantor trades. Underwhelming Cantor trades, I guess. Fizdale's second half plan for the Knicks. Man, let's go. All right, Knicks family. Sorry about that. It's late, early, whatever you want to call it. I've had a long day, really long day. So forgive me for, if I make, I'm just asking for your forgiveness now. For any mistakes that I may make, I'm asking you for your forgiveness right now. And I do want to remind people, the first thing I want to remind you about is Knicks 24/7, ladies and gentlemen. There's not always a ton of people on there, but there's enough people on there. And, if you're just at home and nothing to do and you just want to find out what's going on with the Knicks, you can always check out Knicks 24/7. All right? So, there it is. Anyway, let's get back to the Knicks. They won tonight. Big win. I guess it's a big win. A big win for the Knicks. A LeBron-less Los Angeles Lakers. The Knicks defeated them. And let me tell you something, though. We almost lost that game. We squandered a 17-point lead in that first half. And we got to that third quarter, and I said, it's done. I didn't think we were going to be able to win the game. I didn't think we were going to pull it out. Right? But then enter Super Mario. He took off the glasses, went in the phone booth, took off the glasses, took off the trench coat, put down his briefcase, and he entered the game. I'm exaggerating, but, Super Mario kind of saved the day a little bit. What's the win mean? Probably not much, but I'm just glad to get one. I don't care who it was against. And people can, say all they want that we needed to lose the game and we should be tanking and racking up as many losses as possible. You can say that all you want. And if that's what you believe, cool. It's fine by me. But I'm glad to get a win. You got to have one. Even if you're so-called tanking, you got to have a win just for team morale, just for spirit. Right? You know what I'm saying? Just for the spirit of it. B-baller for real. You said I'm hyping the wrong dude. Maybe. He hasn't played in a while. But when he entered the game, I think the Knicks were down. We were on the verge. When Mario Hezonja entered the game, we were on that verge, I think. And Mario came in and he kind of had a little bit of caught Fizdale caught a little bit of lightning in the bottle with Mario Hezonja. He was ready to play. You got to give him that. He was playing. He was ready to play, and he provided a spark. Let's put it like that, right? He provided a spark. But I'm glad to get the win. 8 straight losses. We got to win. Now we might be preparing for another 8 straight losses. But that's cool. I'll take this win now. I'll take the win now, and I like that. Anyway, let's see who we got in the chat. We got Viv, we got Guillermo, we got Aunt G. Aunt G got the crown on today. Got the crown on today, and I want to remind you guys as well. We have 6 tickets left, just 6 tickets left, so you got to get them now. right? 6 tickets left to the opening day matinee. I'm sorry. It's early in the morning. It's been a long day for me, ladies and gentlemen. I've been going since early this morning. I coached the basketball game. First, I coached basically a practice or shoot around before the basketball game. And then I coached the basketball game. Then I had to sit through another basketball game. Then I had to help run the scoreboard of an alumni game. And, that's the reason why I didn't do the pregame today. So I'm a little bit tired. So excuse and forgive any mistakes that I may have. But anyway, like I was saying, 6 tickets left to the Martin Luther King Day matinee. Knicks versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Only 6 tickets. So if you wanna get in on this, get in on it. All right, 6 tickets left. All right, what do you get? The package includes a private lounge on Chase Bridge, food, and that's going to be lounge number 308, ladies and gentlemen. Lounge number 308. Food and non-alcoholic beverages are included. Courtside during the pregame shoot-around. Of course, we'll be live streaming, all right, during the pregame, halftime, shoot-around, and maybe even some beforehand. Not shoot-around, postgame. Pregame, halftime, postgame. All right? And we're working on doing a little something on the court after the game, either taking some pictures on Madison Square Garden court, center court, or shooting free throws. One of the two. One of the two is going to happen. You know what I mean? So if you have not bought your tickets and you want to buy your tickets, you need to get them now. There's only 6 remaining. All right? You need to get them right now because there's only 6 remaining. I'm putting the link. Just put the link in the chat. So go ahead and get your tickets now. All right? And let's talk about this Knicks win because it was a good win. I enjoyed watching this win. You know what I mean? Now we're on to Portland. This has been a
bought your tickets. You want to buy your tickets.
This is a long road trip, ladies and gentlemen. A long road trip, and the Knicks are going to end this road trip in London, I believe, if I'm right. That's a very long road trip, right? So right now, let's see, we play Portland, Golden State. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Portland, Golden State. Okay, then we're back home for Indiana, Philadelphia. Then we travel to London. All right, so we got Portland and Golden State back to back. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's get to the video chat. And now we got Viv, we got Ant, we got Rob the Nick, we got Guillermo. We'll see what these guys talking about. Bring this on over here. Let me see. Viv, haven't seen Viv in a while. Viv, what's going on with you, man? Been missing you for a little while. How you been?
Yeah, I know. I'm good, Sim. I take a little break. I spent some time with family over Christmas, so that's why I haven't. Haven't had a chance to come to the chat.
That's great, man. Family is always first, my friend. Always first.
Yeah, so this is the first one I'm back though. But look, we won the game. As much as I don't want to say anything else, we won the game. It's really that's like the most important thing we can get out of this game.
Yeah.
Was it our prettiest win? No. There's not a lot. There wasn't a lot of prettiness in this victory, but we were gritty. And the Lakers without LeBron, they have a lot of problems, to say the least. So we took advantage of that. Now we had a nice streak. We had a nice we started off the game really hot in the first quarter, and I think that really propelled us. Made a huge difference in this victory. But we picked it up in the fourth quarter. We were able to withstand some of their runs. And I think the biggest difference, I'm looking from a stat right now, that you'll go over it more in detail. But we had a 10 turnover. We forced 16 turnovers and we only committed 6.
Yeah.
And that was a huge difference.
Yeah. That's 6 turnovers for a game. That's great. That really is. That's really great. And we've seen some guys like earlier before the stream even started. I seen some guys in the chat and they were like, "Hey, Cantor, Mario played some defense tonight." The Knicks had a few good defensive stretches. Now, you're playing the Lakers without LeBron James, without Rondo, and somebody else was out. I don't remember who. Kuzma. Yeah, Kuzma's out. Kuzma. You know, so you're playing, you know, a team with a, you know, a depleted lineup, you know, kind of. But, hey, I'll take whatever I can get. You know what I'm saying? We can go play some pre-K kids if we want to. Let's just get one.
Yeah, I mean, that's all that matters, because you can't keep on losing like this anyways, because, you know, the moment that streak hits, say, you know, 10 games, I don't know what the losing streak was heading into this game.
8 straight. We lost 8 straight,
right? You know, the moment you get 10, right, you know, then things really, really get bad. So you wanna break that streak, you know, right around this time. So, you know, it's a good little morale boost, to say the least.
Yeah, because, you know, at some point, whatever it is that you're preaching, and we're going to talk about Fizdale and his goals for the second half of the season shortly, but whatever it is that you're preaching, if you want people to buy into it, at some point, you've got to see it come to fruition, right? You got to see whatever it is that you're preaching work.
And I mean, also, Sim, it's not even just the players' morale, but it's even the coaching staff's morale to an extent, too. I mean, I know that for the trip, that their coaching staff, they brought a lot of their family with them. So a lot of families in LA with the staff, you know, with the players' families, the coaching staff's families. So they got a lot of like family out here too. So, you know, they want to equally win these games too, and they don't want to keep on losing either, because that also takes a toll on, you know, what the practices will be like tomorrow, you know, going forward. You know, you keep on losing, and it's like whatever you do, you know, all of a sudden it's, you know, it means nothing if you just keep on losing to an extent.
Yeah.
So
Dude, losing is stressful. Losing is a stressful thing. It hurts, and it's tough. It's stressful. Let me get around to the rest of the group so we can introduce the rest of the group. All right. Angie, what's popping, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. I had some stuff to take care of, but I had to go make some money.
Okay.
But
I hope you did it the legal way, but you know what I mean? Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
All right.
But
I know you got your tickets to the
Yes,
MLK Day matinee, so I'm looking forward to that. You know,
yeah, me and Isaiah be going up there causing havoc. So
we're gonna have a good time up there, man. I know Guillermo's gonna be there. Like I said, there's 6 tickets left, so people need to jump on those tickets and get that taken care of. But what you think about the game, man?
You know, once again, I'll take the win. It gave me a reason to wear the crown. I didn't think I was gonna be able to put it on for the rest of the year, but
yeah, for real.
I didn't think it was coming, man. But the Lakers without LeBron and Kuzma are us. So and Rondo. So you know, I mean, I'll take the win. I didn't see too much in this game that, you know, gives me any, you know, idea that we can go win some more games in this road trip. I just think we played an equally bad defensive team.
Right.
And but I'm kind of, you know, I'm happy for those guys, because, you know, I've been on some losing teams and it's not fun. So
it's not.
You know,
it's not. And
so
I
like
agree
a win.
With you. I agree with you. I didn't see much to say, okay, you know, we're turning the corner. We're not going to turn any corners. I don't think, you know, no. We're not going to turn any corners. You know, but
I was telling Guillermo, we may have the worst starting backcourt and the worst starting front court in the league. So any win we get, man, I'm taking it. I'm taking it, man. 1 in 9 every 10 games is good for the tank. As long as I see some development, you know, Knox, you know, I saw he started, for some reason, when like he goes to the basket, he doesn't go strong enough. He kind of goes wild. He doesn't go with a plan.
He shoots with them floaters, man. He shoots those floaters. I'm telling you, we said it. Me and Rob the Nick, we said it in the last stream. He'll shoot a floater from the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. You know what I mean? The dude will shoot. He shoots floaters from. He just. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, yo, just go hard to the basket. He loves shooting those floaters, man. He loves to shoot those floaters.
A couple of the times he got there, I'm like, just attack the rim. Like, just try to dunk on somebody. Like, if they fire you. You know, but Tim, he had a decent game. But even his decent games are annoying, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. All right. Let me get around. Let me get around to the rest of the group.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Guillermo, what's popping with you, man?
How you doing, brethren?
I'm good.
Yeah, I watched this game. Again, it's it's a lot of guys. It's guys who come alive in ISO sets, right? We're not learning anything new. I do like the fact. I said this before. I think if you have Azonia in spurts and you have him controlled, he can look good. I'm not saying he could be great or anything, but yeah, our defense is pretty pathetic. Given that they didn't have Rondo, they didn't have LeBron, they didn't have Kuzma. And there's one thing I want to discuss with you. I'll discuss it later with regards to offensive sets and when I looked at some of the other teams like the Sixers, the Nuggets, and what they do with their big men and why they're able to get so many backdoor cuts and a lot more movement. And I'll discuss it later, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's nice to get a win. We have a lot of guys on this team they're young, they're impressionable, they live off confidence. They're not very structured, negative kind of reinforcement guys. They're very positive reinforcement. You gotta build them up type of guys. So
that
I guess it's
true.
good.
That's very true.
Is what it is.
That's very true. We have a team that does need a lot of positive reinforcement, but sometimes you got to chew them out. I'm gonna tell you what. There was one play in the first half. I think it was the first half, and the announcer's Mike Breen, and I was glad to have Clyde back. Right? Glad to have Clyde back because Wally, I don't know. I don't like him that much. That's just me. But anyway, I mean, as a Knicks analyst on MSG, cool. But on the radio, on the
color
telecast, color commentary, I don't feel him too much. But one thing, they said Fizdale was livid. He was hot. I forgot who. I think it was Lonzo Ball. He did a little step back and he left Hardaway there. Hardaway, Lonzo Ball pulled him with the step back and Hardaway just stopped. He didn't contest the shot. He didn't try to go forward and he was livid. They said Fizdale was livid on the sideline. And I'm sitting with my daughter and I'm like, if he's livid, take him out.
Take him out. Exactly.
Why are you leaving him in the game? He just stopped playing defense at that point. Why is he still in there? And that right there is just, that's really getting on my nerves.
Well, Sim, not to say he's being fake, but it is kind of phony because look at what they're saying in the media. Now you have Hardaway saying, the losing is taking its toll on me. I would say this, look, I'm not against these guys talking out to the media or whatever, but if you're not a guy whose PER is top of like the top 20 in the NBA, you have no place to complain. Like the whole cancer stuff, excuse my language, but I don't give two Fs if you're disappointed. Like you said, I think it was your boy Walt Clyde Frazier said today, and they were talking about either him or Mike Breen or whatever his name is. Forgot. But it was like they're like, oh, cancer is upset, blah blah. But it's like, yeah, because he's not playing good defense. I think it was Mike Breen. He was like, yeah, you're not going to play if you're playing porous defense that's hurting the team every day. And they talked about the pick and roll real quick. So it's like, I don't like these guys. To me, I'm not saying you have to be Phil Jackson and get all in their face, but it's like, dude, like look at your numbers. I guess and look, if you're the Warriors, and it's like, all right, these guys are going to find it. They're going to find their momentum. Let me not scream too hard, and they can kind of coach themselves a little bit. Fine, but dude, we have 10 wins. You have no place to complain, especially Canada. We could talk about Canada getting traded. I know where you should get traded, but whatever, man. I'll let you get to everybody else.
All right, man. Yeah, definitely. Nah. I mean, you're right. You're definitely right. Let's get around. Let's get to Rob the Nick. I know what he's gonna say. I know what he's gonna say. Player development, not team development.
That's
I already know it.
Player
I got it burnt in my head, Rob.
And guess what?
What's up?
I'm like everybody else. It wasn't too much to go on tonight, but
you're right.
On the player development side,
okay.
On the side, what I did notice, and my uncle pointed this out, he said when Azonia came in and Burt came in, he said they came in and they played. He said that's more on Fizdale on the player development side because they came in when their number was called and they was ready to play. So no matter what the losing streak was, when their number was called, they came in and they balled.
They did.
So that was a good thing for the development side.
Okay. You're breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit. You may need it. It may be because you're on speakerphone or something. So you're breaking up a little bit.
I'm saying that on the player development side, that Azonia Burke was ready to play. So with that being said, that shines good on Fizdale. I guess they're ready to play.
Yeah.
That's what I seen. I think that was pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you there. I definitely agree with you there. You know, they came in ready to play. You know, if you're sitting on the bench for a little while, especially with Mario Hezonja, you're sitting on the bench for a little while, you're gonna come in, you know, you're like, you know what, I need to prove to coach that I belong on the floor. So yeah, you're gonna come in with a little bit of oomph. You know what I mean? Let me get back to you. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if you get some earphones or something. I know sometimes, you know, going over the Wi-Fi, speaking through the.
I got a pair. I just got to find them.
Okay. All right. We got a new guy. Hopefully, I say your name correctly. I'm just gonna say Shins. That's it. I can say that. I'm just gonna say Shins. All right. Shins, what's popping, man?
What's popping, Sam? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Sound good, man. Hope you know, I didn't want to butcher your name, so I just said Shins. I hope that's okay.
Oh, that's all right. You can just call me Tony.
Tiny?
Tony.
Turney.
Tony.
Turney. Okay, Turney. All right, I call you Turney. Like
no, Tony. Tony.
Tony. Tony. Tony. All right, I got you. All right, Tony. Like Tony Douglas. Like the Knicks used to have Tony Douglas. Tony.
Yeah,
all right, Tony. Yeah. So, what's your take on the game, man? First of all, welcome to the video chat. I'm glad you joined us in the video chat. All right, it's always nice to have fresh new faces here. So I appreciate you, you know, joining the video chat and staying up. It's almost 2:00 in the morning, and you joining us. So appreciate it, bro.
Actually calling from Australia, so it's like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. So that's good for you. All right, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome from down under. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome from down under. So what's your take on the game? Now, let me tell you this. How do you become a Knicks fan in Australia?
Not too sure, really. Just been following the NBA since the Michael Jordan days, the Bulls days.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started following the Knicks when they had like Gallinari and stuff before the Melo trade.
Right.
Yeah, and then that's when I started following the Knicks thoroughly.
And so you just kind of became a Knicks fan. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. You might need to be the Nothing But Knicks ambassador down under. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a good win for the Knicks to get out of the losing slump. But I kind of saw it coming, though, with no LeBron and Kuzma. So, yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. Do you see anything from here that says we can take this, bottle it up, and win again? Win in Portland?
No, definitely not in Portland. No.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you there, man. But you know what? We're gonna celebrate this win today because they don't come very often for this New York Knicks team. So we're gonna celebrate this win today.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we're not going to have many of them to celebrate. I was telling my daughter a few years ago, we had 17 wins. That was the worst in franchise history. There's a chance that we set another record this season and have the worst record in franchise history. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's a chance, man. There's a chance. All right, I'm going to get back to you, Tony. I'm going to get back to you.
All right.
And we got K-Sway. K-Sway, what's popping, man? What's happening with you, man?
Chilling, man. It's my first time on.
Your first time on, yeah. That's what I was about to say. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Hopefully you guys get used to the chat. You know, it's like I know you can maybe hear other people talking, but you can mute those guys in the background while you're talking to me, right? So it doesn't get too confusing. Where you from, K-Sway?
I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx.
All right. Boogie down in the house. That's what I'm talking about. So what's your take on the game, man?
So actually, I only got to watch the game from I want to say past halftime, third quarter on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I love watching the Knicks, man, but it's really hard watching Tim Hardaway and Moutier do certain things. But I want to say big ups to Cantor, man. Cantor actually he actually had like one or two blocks. I'm like, where was that defense at? You know what I mean? That's because that's what everybody talks about with him. Your defense is, it's questionable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm really feeling that, though.
Yeah, Cantor tonight had 16 points, 15 rebounds. He had 3 blocks tonight.
Oh, actually 3 blocks. Oh,
actually had 3 blocks tonight. And
Hazonia, I really like his the spark of the bench that he got. I know a lot of people don't like him on the team, but I think I like him for what he does. You know what I mean? Come off the bench. If he can bring that energy all the time, he'll be a great, 7th or 8th man off the bench to give that little spark. See what he got, and if he got it, he got it. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me ask you: Is Mario Hazonia? Is he gonna be considered a draft bust?
I think for the draft position that he was drafted in, I mean, you can kind of look at him as a draft bust because I believe he was like 5th or 6th draft pick or something like that to Orlando.
He was the 5th pick to Orlando.
Yeah, and it could be the systems that he's playing in. It could be the atmosphere, but he's not playing up to that 5th round. I'm sorry, the 5th pick. I'm sorry, he's not. I mean, I like him off the bench. But, usually typically players that come in the top 5, you're looking for them to actually produce, especially for the amount of years that he's actually been in the NBA.
So you don't think that he's ever going to come around? Now, he's still young. He'll turn 24 in February. So, he's close to his ceiling, pretty close to his ceiling. So you don't think he'll ever turn it around? I don't want to say he's going to have a career in the NBA. I think, he'll find a spot somewhere at some point, I think. But will he ever reach the potential or, where he was projected to be, where he could have been? Will he ever reach that point? You don't think so?
No, I think he's just going to be a really solid, veteran. I'm not sure about a starting position, but off the bench, he can play for, I would say, a good team, like a winning team like the Spurs. If he was playing for the Spurs, he'll be really good in that role and in the system that Pop plays. Okay. But on a developing team like us, I don't see that. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you're probably right. You're probably right about Hazonia. We've seen late bloomers before, you know what I mean? But, time is ticking for him. Time is ticking. Let me go and get to the, I'm going to do a little rundown of, recap the game a little bit. All right, I'm going to be back to the video chat shortly. All right. Stay in the chat. I'll be back. We're going to do a rundown just do a quick rundown, ladies and gentlemen, of the box scores and those type of things. Because, this is one time that we're able to look at these box scores and just be able to celebrate them. You know what I mean? And I'm feeling that. You should be feeling that. I'm feeling that. Right? The New York Knicks defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 119-112. 119-112. The New York Knicks defeated the Los Angeles Lakers. All right, we'll take a look at the box scores real quick, and then we'll go around and we'll look at, we'll take a look at everything else. Well, actually, let's take a look at everything else first. All right, let's do it that way. We'll go back around and we'll take a look at, the matchup stuff. Look at the matchup percentages and all those type of things. Then we'll take a look at the box scores. All right, if I can get to it from here. Other scores around the NBA, before we even get to that, the Utah Jazz defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Boston Celtics defeated the Dallas Mavericks. Let me see, where are we? The Miami Heat defeated the Washington Wizards, and the Washington Wizards right now with no John Wall, you best believe that they're going to be tanking. Bradley Beal, 33 points. The Knicks are going to play the Wizards in London later on this season, later on this month, of course, later on in the season. Indiana Pacers defeated the Chicago Bulls. The Brooklyn Nets defeated the Memphis Grizzlies. Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Orlando Magic 120-103. Milwaukee scored 144 points tonight. 144 points as they take out the Atlanta Hawks. That's a lot of points, my friends. A lot of points. DeAndre Ayton, 19 points. Chris Middleton, 19 points for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Antetokounmpo had 10 assists. Ersan Ilyasova had 10 rebounds for the Milwaukee Bucks. But wow, they scored 43 points in the first quarter, 33 points in the second quarter, 42 points in the third, 26 points in the fourth, 144 points. Los Angeles Clippers defeated the Phoenix Suns 121-111. And the New York Knicks, as we mentioned, well, we'll skip to that. Portland took a loss to the OKC Thunder, which means they're looking for a win. They're looking for a win Monday night versus the Knicks. Best believe it. And then, of course, the Knicks defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 119-112. And let's go ahead and just check out. Go ahead and check everything out. The Knicks shot from the field tonight. Tonight, the New York Knicks shot. You know what? They didn't shoot all that great. They shot 37.4% from the field tonight. Right? 29.7% from three. The Knicks had 56 rebounds. They had 20 assists on the night. This is basically an average game for the Knicks. It tells you how bad the Los Angeles Lakers are without LeBron James. Basically an average game for the New York Knicks. And they defeat the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, they did only have 6 turnovers. Right? It's only 6 turnovers for the game. The Los Angeles Lakers, they shot 43.9% from the field. 29.7% from three. The Lakers had 23 assists on the night. They had 16 turnovers. That's the difference in the game right there. Turn the basketball over. You give the other team extra possessions. You're probably gonna lose if you continuously turn the ball over at a much higher clip than the opposing team. And the Knicks took care of the basketball. Only turned it over 6 times tonight. The Knicks actually rebounded well tonight, 56-55. We've been hurting on the boards the past few games. So tonight we played okay. We played okay. We didn't shoot well, but we played okay. Well enough to defeat the LeBron-less, Rondo-less, Kuzma-less Los Angeles Lakers. Kevin Knox was 4 for 12 tonight. Had 14 points, 5 rebounds. Noah Vonleh, 7 points, 10 rebounds. Luke Cornett, 6 points, 5 rebounds. He was only 1 for 4 from 3. Tim Hardaway Jr., 7 for 18, 38.9% from the field. 6 rebounds, 22 points. Poor defense. Poor defense from Tim Hardaway Jr. What's new? Emmanuel Mudiay had 15 points, 6 assists and 7 rebounds. Frank Ntilikina went out with a strained ankle. I guess that's what they said, a strained ankle, whatever it is. We'll see how long he's out with that. All right, so he only played 56 seconds and had 1 rebound. 1 turnover as well. Damian Dotson, 11 points. 3 assists, 2 rebounds. And Enes Kanter played tonight. 16 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks, ladies and gentlemen. And 3 blocks. Trey Burke came in off the bench when Frank Ntilikina went down and gave us 16 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Alonzo Trier only played 8 minutes. And like they said in the telecast, like David Fizdales said, Alonzo Trier is now on people's scouting reports. It's becoming harder and tougher for Alonzo Trier to score. What's the reason? Did this start? And after I go through the recap, I'm gonna ask the chat. Did it? Sometimes when things get a little bit different for a player, they start to play bad, it snowballs. When Alonzo Trier, when David Fizdale was trying to, I don't want to say convert Alonzo Trier into a point guard, but letting him play some point guard minutes, you've seen his offensive production begin to fall. So it's my question, did that kind of have a snowball effect on his game? Are teams just scheming for him more? Is he hitting the rookie wall? But he hasn't been playing well lately. I believe that Alonzo Trier will rebound. I believe that he will. I think that he'll rebound. He's a young guy, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time for you to, you might got to get used to the, traveling, being on the road as much as you want, the NBA and all those type of things. So we'll see how that goes. Alonzo Trier tonight, again, like I said, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and I think he'll rebound. We'll see what happens, but I think he'll rebound. I'm rooting for him. Mario Hezonja came in tonight off the bench. He played 13 minutes. He came in the third quarter, played the entire fourth quarter, had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He's 3 for 4 from the field. He was definitely a spark. Mario Hezonja was definitely a spark tonight. Looking at the Lakers, Brandon Ingram had 21 points. I'm not going to go through everything with the Lakers. I'll just run down points and, run down the points. Brandon Ingram had 21 points. Josh Hart, 6. JaVale McGee had 18 points and 9 rebounds. KCP, Contavious Caldwell-Pope had 19 points, 6 rebounds. Lonzo Ball, 17 points. Zubac had 10 points. He came in doing a little bit of work tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers playing against the New York Knicks. Very short-handed tonight. Very, very short-handed. Let's get back to the video chat. And, we'll talk a little bit about Trier. Has he hit the rookie wall? What is it? And then, can he come back? Which I think he will. And then we're going to talk about Fizdales' second half playing. All right, so I'm gonna jump to a couple of guys. I'm gonna start with Viv, then I'm gonna come over to Guillermo. Viv.
Yep.
Alonzo Trier hasn't been playing the way he started the season. Right, he started the season, on fire, and he was, everybody was drooling over Alonzo Trier. Right? Has he hit the rookie wall?
Yes. It's we had the nice little story, it's all everything happened, and the injury hit, the contract came back. And then now it seems like teams are just adjusted to him, and they've got on him pretty bad. I think they've exposed a lot of his defensive issues. They've kind of exposed a lot of his issues with passing vision. When he has the ball in his hands, the problem is once you put pressure, he's so late in passing the ball that he misses people. There was one pass, I think, earlier, I think the second quarter or something. Cornette was wide open for a 3, but he just threw the ball out so late that Cornette, he missed the 3 because, he just got the ball. He got the ball out of position or whatever. And, I think just teams are just, he's hit a wall. They've adjusted. And I think it's time to give him the DNP treatment. I think he needs a couple of games just to rethink himself. He needs to, look at the game the same way Burke did, the same way Dot did, the same way Frank has done. And it'll probably help him for the better, because right now it just seems like everything he's doing makes no sense.
Okay. Is it just him, or is it, we're going to talk about Fizdale in a minute, but is it, eventually when teams when you don't have anything in place, right? Eventually, if you have a player that can go one-on-one, teams begin to cue in on that guy. And like you said, they can adjust to that guy. And then now, if you don't have anything that you can say, okay, we can do this, this, and this to get this guy off, this is what happens. Right?
It's part of it is that, but I think, he's shown, even when he had his hot stretch, that he's not he's not a 3-point shooter as much, so
Right.
he can't really.
He's not a catch and shoot type of guy.
He can't make him pay with a 3, and they're kind of forcing him to take the. They're giving him almost the same shots in that sense, but rather than getting into the paint, he's settling for a lot of long 2s. Now, if you look at, I looked at it earlier because I was talking to a lot of people about it this week too, that he's taken nearly 20% of his shots as long 2s. That's like the shots that are between I think 15 to 15 feet to the arc pretty much. So those are not efficient shots. Those shots are playoff shots, but they're not. You don't want to be shooting a lot of those long 2s, and he's only shooting about 40% from there. So that's not a good sign. That's a recipe for disaster. So, would an offense make a difference? It might. I mean, if you put him off the ball, maybe, I think it could make a difference, but I don't know if that's his game. He could be a dangerous guy if he just came off the back door off cuts, but I don't know if that's in his DNA to do it, but I think he just needs a DNP or two, just to relax a bit. Okay,
we'll see if that happens. We'll see. He played only 7-8 minutes tonight, so we'll see if that's the way. If that's the way it's going with Alonzo Trier. I think he can bounce back though. I think
everyone bounces. They all bounce back though. Everyone will be ready. It's just.
I think he has it in him to bounce back. Guillermo, what do you think, man?
Yeah, so I was just talking about this with Ant, right? There's a real fundamental flaw, I think, both with Trier and how we coach people in this team. So one thing about how we coach guys in this team, we say Fizdales says, he basically alludes that success on his team, individual success on his team, is if you can score, right? So when Frank Ntilikina was getting punished, it wasn't because he was playing bad defense. It wasn't because he was making the pass to the open guy. He got punished because he wasn't scoring. Now, I understand what they're trying to do and make it more aggressive, but, you don't necessarily, just scoring doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to necessarily predict team success, right? I could be a great scorer on a team, right? And I could be shooting 53% from field goal, 40% from the 3. But if I'm a point guard and I'm not facilitating, and I'm taking shots away or whatever, or I'm not shooting efficiently, right? Then obviously, look at a guy like Tim Hardaway. He can score 30 points and we still lose by 20. And I think that's a bad mindset that Fizdale's kind of imparting upon these guys. Is like, hey, if you score, we win, or we do good, and you're great. So, and another thing with Trier is that when I look at Trier, Sim, a lot of times he picks up his dribble and he leaves his head down. So watch him when he gets into sets, right? Especially and I'll agree. There was a time, I think it was not this past game. It was the game we got blown out. Damn, I can't remember what we just played.
Utah.
There was which one? Sorry,
Utah.
Not Nuggets. It was
Utah.
Utah. Thank you. There were a few pick and roll sets. If you watch that game, everyone has it on DVR or whatever. Watch the play. There was a play where Kanter got mad, and I kind of agree with him because it was on a pick and roll. And Trier picked up his dribble to kind of shoot, and he left the pick and roll set early. If he continued the pick and roll, the other guy was almost ready about to commit, and he had a way open pass to Kanter, and Kanter kind of got mad, like, dude, you're picking up your dribble too early. And I agree. He didn't say it to him or whatever. Or he didn't say it on TV. When you watch Trier, he kind of does the put my head down, do the little carry, whatever, juke step, and then either keep going or pull up for the shot, and that messes up the set. And I think that, yes, again, if he makes a bunch of shots in there, it looks good, it's great. But when you go through a slump and you think that's the only way you can be effective on a team, it messes up your mindset, right? So what Fizdale, I hope he can do is, I don't know if he's going to do it because it doesn't seem like Fizdale's a system guy, I guess. He's a more individual guy. I wish he could get these guys to keep up the dribble. Walt Clyde Frazier says it all the time. Never pick up your dribble, especially as a point guard. You have to keep dribbling. You have to keep seeing things. That's why Chris Paul is one of the best. Chris Paul, I won't say never picks up his dribble, but he's one of the best at just keeping his dribble up because sometimes the defense breaks down, someone's coming behind, make the pass, easy basket, cut to the basket, boom, boom, boom. That's a mark of a good point guard. Andre Miller used to do it. on the Nuggets. This guy was a terrible shooter, but he keep up his dribble. And I think that Trier has to take a page for that. And one thing about Fizdale needs to stop doing this Hollywood stuff where I saw him Bleacher Report. He has an article where he's like, "Oh, I want LeBron to come and teach my guy." No, dude, I don't get. LeBron's still in the game. You teach your guys. Like, you need to sit down with these guys and break film with these guys and teach them the game of basketball. Teach them sets. Teach them how to move around, to cut curls, whatever. Stop bringing these stars to come and do this stuff. Like, this is not Hollywood, bro. Like, this is not well, it is TV, but this is not a movie, man. Like, coach their damn team. Like, I hate this crap. And one more thing, Sim, I would say, I'll say when you guys get to Cantor, because I was going to talk about Cantor and one thing that other teams do, blah, blah, but I'll let you get to somebody else, man.
Yeah. We'll take one more on this. And then we're gonna move on and talk about. We're gonna move on and talk about Fizdale and his plan for the second half of the season. All right, so I'm gonna come to K Sway.
What's up, Sim?
Alonzo Trier, what do you think?
Honestly, it just seems he's a little bit passive at this moment. I mean, I'm not sure if it's because of the injury. You know, he's kind of shying away. You see when he comes off that pick and roll, you see he's looking more for the bounce pass rather than pulling up for his shot or taking it to the basket. You know, he don't seem as aggressive out. You know, I'm not sure if it's the injury. If, you know, sometimes when you get an injury, you kind of shy away from certain things. But I don't see that.
Is he thinking too much? Because, you know, once it seems, I feel like he's maybe thinking too much out there.
Possibly,
for whatever reason, maybe he's thinking a little bit more than he was earlier in the season. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens with him. You know what I'm saying?
It could be that new contract he just got too. You know, he probably might be chilling out a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know if he's that. I don't know if he's that kind of. It could be. I've heard a lot of people say that. He got that contract and now, he's kind of chilling a little bit. I'm not sure if he's like that. I guess we'll have to wait a little while and see if how he's able to come back from his recent slump. And maybe he's still hurt a little bit. Maybe he's not fully confident. Yeah. Maybe he's still hurt.
But I think he needs a couple of DNPs too. Maybe he needs to sit down and get that hunger again. So when he comes back, he's ready to play. Because right now he's shying away a little bit, and you can see it.
Do they work? Do the DNPs work? Do you think is it the DNPs that make these guys come back? Is it the DNPs?
I mean, for some players, yes, and some players, no. Like a player like Frank, it seems like it breaks down his confidence. Something about today's player, to where those DNPs, it seems like they come back, like, I don't know, kind of soft. It's not like back in the days where them DNPs, you'd be hungry when you came back. You was ready to show them why you need to be out there. But you don't really see that nowadays.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? For some guys, it makes you play scared, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. For some guys you play a little bit scared because you're not sure. You're like, damn, if I make this mistake or if I don't do this or if I don't do that, then coach is gonna take me out the game. I'm gonna sit on the bench. I'm not gonna get any playing time, blah 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 blah. Right?
Yeah, you're walking on eggshells,
Yeah, walking on eggshells. And that's not the way for any player to play. But for some players though, it motivates them. Right. It's like, especially if they think that the person that you put on, the person that you put in, that you're playing in front of them, if they feel like they're better than that player, then that's probably going to motivate them to play a little bit harder, in my opinion, a lot of players. So I guess
without a doubt, man.
Yeah, I guess it's
trust me. If you give me a DNP, trust me, I'm coming out blazing. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I don't know why they come back like unmotivated. For some reason, I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
I guess we'll see what happens from there. All right, Rob the Nick. I'm asking you, Rob, do the DNPs work?
DNPs work tonight. We seen it firsthand in tonight's game. Zonia had one. Trey Burke had one. They came back on fire. But I wanted to speak on this on that Trier thing right quick. I know
Okay,
you stopped it right there,
No, go ahead,
but
go
I
ahead.
wanted to put
You
my
got it.
2 cents in on it. I kind of feel as though what bro just said right there before me, it's more the injury. But it just seems like the chat want to dissect him more than anybody else. You know, everybody want to look at like what's wrong with him. It's nothing wrong with him. He had an injury. It's a hamstring. We all know who play ball with a hamstring can do with your game. So let's take that in effect. Let's ride with that. Because as far as I'm concerned with him, we just have to wait and make sure he's 100% on that hamstring. Because he still plays as the same player. He seems a little bit more tentative. That's what I see. Anything else about far as his passing, and he's not a point guard. We already know that. Right. Fizdale was trying to put him in a point guard situation. So any player that gets mad at him about he didn't see them, they better recognize this here. He's not the point guard. He's learning more things as he goes along. He's putting more things in his tool bag. Yeah. And with that being said, yo, let's just chill on him. Let's talk about Frank. Because far as I'm concerned, what I seen with Frank today, I didn't like that. My little daughter called. She was like, Dad, that didn't even look so bad. And he didn't show back up the same game. And there's 3 other injuries like that he had like halfway that they pull him for the whole game.
Well, I mean,
sometimes
the thing I say about that, you never can tell the extent of someone's injury, though. You know what I mean? I mean,
that's true.
Something can look small, but you never know what it actually did.
But that's not his first small. Like that,
I mean, you just can't. You just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
Right, Sam. I agree with that, but I also got to say like this here. When I was 19 and I sprained my ankle and I wanted to play, I got back in the game. This man ain't show back up off of that. It's
just. I mean, to me, it's just hard. It's hard to say what exactly happened. I mean, Rondo's out because of a finger, right? It's hard to say what exactly happened, though, dude.
I know we know doctors, though. But what did that look like? Come on, man. That looked like a mild. Now I can see if he had a sprained ankle previously to that. To that, but that's the first sprain. You retape that and you back in the game, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you 100% there.
Okay.
It could be the medical staff taking protocol. You got
you got the medical staff. You got all that kind of stuff. I've been through my series of ankle sprains, and I can tell you right now, some of them, I've had ankle sprains that I've come down and it hurt so bad and it felt like I did something way more than sprain my ankle, and I was able to come back the next day. Then I've had somewhere, it seemed like it was just a little twinge, but for weeks and weeks and weeks, it bothered me, and I couldn't move. And then the next day, or it happened one day, the next day it didn't swell up. Then the next day, all of a sudden, it's swollen, right? And I can't move. You never can tell exactly the extent to, where when you sprain your ankle, you basically pull it a little bit. You can never tell to the extent to how it was strained. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a sprain, it's a strain. You know what I mean? So it's just hard to say, to the extent and what it is. And then what the coaching staff is gonna, what the doctors say. You know what I mean? They may feel like, this isn't worth going out on, or, and maybe, you don't know how many times players, slightly twist their ankle in practice and warm-ups or whatever it is, and they're like, okay, I can go on it, and then because it's already weak, it twists, and then the coaching staff or the doctors are like, all right, you know what, we're just gonna keep it out. So it's hard for me to say. I ain't gonna say that the kid is that he's scared to play on a sprained ankle, because if he might have wanted to play on a sprained ankle and they told him no. You never know.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, you never know. Coach Fizdale. I want to talk about Coach Fizdale and his plan to the second half of the season. Right? And, I'm going to bring up a quote in just a second from quotes from Fizz, right? And I know there's going to be a lot of people that have something to say about this. I know I have something to say about it, right? I have something to say about it because I feel like this is what should have taken place from the beginning of the season, all right? But give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see it. And Guillermo, you're still live. I don't know if you've seen it, Guillermo. And I got K-Sway. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm going to bring it up right now. All right, and this is a quote from David Fizdale. And he says, in the second half of the season, what David Fizdale plans to do in the second half of the season is to simplify. He's going to simplify things, right? So in the second half of the season, he said.
What does that mean?
So here's the question. Here's the question. Well, not the question. Here's what he says, Guillermo. He says, in the second half of the season, he's going to just simplify everything. Fizdale said, get it to a place where they really understand. Here's the job. Don't let them read as much. Don't let them make as many negotiations. More definitive stuff of, this is the route I'm running. This is where I should be defensively, no matter what. So just try to build those habits the second half of the season, right? So it sounds to me like in the second half of the season, his plan is to be more disciplined, right? It's to be more structured. Right, that's what it sounds to me like. That's what he plans to do in the second half of the season. Now he plans to be more disciplined. Now he plans to be more structured. I don't know. I feel like you're supposed to do that in the beginning because it's harder, exactly. In my opinion, it's going to be tougher to now in the second half of the season decide, okay, now that I let the guys go out and just play pickup basketball, now we're going to start to put things in place. Right now,
how is he going to do that though? That's crazy because you think about it like, if I could say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think about it like in the beginning of the season, you know what I mean? You have all that time to actually practice, especially when training camp. Oh
yeah.
Or was it when the training camp is coming on, you actually training and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. When training camp is there.
And you know what I'm saying? Now, when you actually were getting closer to the All-Star break and when you get like a week, 2 weeks, I mean, where is he actually going to implement, I guess, a system, or you want to implement a structure now? You're not going to have the time to do that. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's exactly where you're going to find the time to really implement some structure now. And now that you want to start and see, this is to me, this is where it just doesn't make any sense. And Ishmael Yusuf, I'm riding with Fizz all day too, but I'm still going to point out things that I don't think make sense. Now, I agree with that now you want to start to put in, some structure, and these are words from his mouth, right? I'll show it again and I'll read it. These are words from Fizdale's mouth. All right, he says, there we go. He says he's going to just simplify everything. So he's going to make everything simple, right? He's going to get it to a place where they really understand. Here's the job. Don't let them read as much, right? So he's not going to let them read the defense, right? He's not going to let them make their own decisions on the floor now. This is what he's saying. Don't let them read as much. Don't let them make as many negotiations. So he's saying, you're not going to negotiate where to go on the floor. I'm telling you where to go on the floor. You're not going to negotiate where to shoot the ball, when to shoot the ball, how to shoot the ball. I'm going to tell you when to do it, how to do it, and where to do it. More definitive stuff. So now he's going to define roles. This is what it says to me. Now he's going to define roles. Right? And he's going to say, this is the route. You go here, you go there. Now he's going to do it. Now he's going to tell him this is the route that he's running. This is where you should be defensively no matter what. Now you're going to tell him where to be defensively no matter what. And then he's going to try to build those habits the second half of the season. That doesn't make sense to me. right? Because now what happens is a team forms habits, just like an individual person forms habits. A team forms habits, right? So now the team, they've been playing together since, these guys have been playing together since September. They've formed some habits as a team. They've formed habits. Now, you've got to get them, you're going to implement some things with more structure. Now you've got to get them to break those habits and
you can do that
play with structure.
You can do that with rookies, man.
Yeah,
second, third year
it's tough. Now you got to get them to break those habits and play with structure. And I think that is going to be difficult. I think it may be difficult. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think that's going to be very difficult to do. You know, and you're supposed to start with the structure. And, you know, you start with the structure and you don't let them negotiate routes. You don't let them, you know, decide how, when, where they're going to shoot the ball. You tell them these are the shots that I want, right? You start with that and then you let up. Once you see that they understand, then you let up. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see what some other people think about this. I'm coming to Ant.
Lynn didn't get traded.
Ant, hey, Ant, can you hear me?
What are you talking about, man?
Hey, Ant, can you hear me?
Oh, yo.
Hey, did you hear the quote that I was reading about?
Yeah,
Fizdale?
man.
All right, your thoughts on that? Tell me your thoughts on that.
It's just so backwards, man. Fizz is showing his inexperience, man. It's like teaching a kindergarten algebra before you teach them how to count. Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah. There you go. That's a good analogy. It's like teaching the kindergarten algebra before you teach them how to count. Yeah, right.
Like, he's making his job so much harder. Like, why don't you build the good habits first and then give them some freedom?
Right.
That's what makes sense to me. But to do it the other way, and I see people in the chat talking about, well, they got to learn how to play by themselves. That's
no,
dumb.
They're saying, well, I don't see the chat. You said they got to learn how to do what?
Like play by themselves first, or like that's just not how you teach basketball. You don't roll the ball out and say, okay, play.
So this
and then I'll teach you when you're done. Like, that's not.
So
like,
this is
man.
right. This is what he said. This is what he said. Fizdale explained, and this was Thursday, so this was yesterday. Right? His methodology, right, was this, and I'm gonna bring this up. Basically, and it's basically what a lot of people have been saying in the chat and all of that. And I mean, clearly, I disagree with it. I just don't think it's the way that you. It's just not the way that you teach almost anything, to tell you the truth, in my opinion, right? You always start with more structure and then you let up as you know, as time goes on, because you know the more structure you have, now you're teaching the principles that you want to make sure get emphasized. But basically, Fizdale said that he was trying to learn the players. I mean, I think it's a crock of bull, right? That's just my opinion. I think there's a crock of bull. You know, trying to learn the players. I mean,
it don't take that long.
At the beginning of the season, right? They talked about how, you know, guys were in camp early, not in camp, but they were together early so that they can learn each other, they can see how each other plays and doing all this stuff, right? And you got a chance to see these guys play it in. I don't care. I don't care. And then, of course, preseason, you know, you got training camp, you have preseason. It's a little bit shorter. And I know you got a bunch of new guys, and you do got to see what they can do, right? But you get a chance to see what they can do anyway, in my opinion. They're out there on the floor. You're going to get a chance to see what they can do. And if you do have some things that you want to emphasize, and my thought process is that you want to see if they can actually emphasize those things. All right, so this is what he said on his method for the first half of the season. Just figuring out what these kids can handle and what was a little bit too much this first half of the season. I think now I'm starting to see, hey, This is the things that they can really hang their hat on, and these are the things we should probably just stay away from, he said. Moving into the second half of the season, we're going to try to trim it and simplify it for them so that maybe we can find some consistency in the second half. I don't know. I don't buy it.
No, I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I guess better late than never. But it doesn't take 41 games to find out that Enes Kanter can't play pick and roll defense. That don't take 41 games.
Yeah.
That took me a game.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't take 41 games to know that Alonzo Trier is not gonna be a natural passer. Like stuff like that doesn't take 41 games to figure out. So unless this is just his timeline and this is what he planned all along, I still don't get it. But we'll see, man. But that quote kind of, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Need some media training.
Yeah, I'm gonna get around to everybody. But let me get to this phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Hello, caller, you there? I guess he's not there. All right, we're gonna get around. I know Guillermo. I know you got some words for that one.
What the fuck?
Oh, Guillermo. Dang, Guillermo's killing me on there. Guillermo, can you hear me? I guess not. He's killing me. He's killing me live. All right, Rob. I know you got some thoughts on that. Rob the Nate, what's popping, man? Hey, Rob, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, what's going on? So, did you hear the quote? Did you hear the quote that I read from Fizdale?
Yes, I did.
All right, give me your thoughts.
Okay, this is hey, if that's time for 41 games, this is what I'm gonna do. And the team just don't. Everybody. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
Implement the system for the next 41 games. I want to see what it does.
But see, this is where, and you're breaking up on me again. But this is what I don't get it, right? First he said it was 25 games. Now he says it's 41 games. Now you're gonna put in a system for the next 41 games, and then half the players aren't gonna be here, right? And so you're not gonna have any players. You got 41 games. To me, if you have certain principles and things for the players that are going to be here, you at least want to have a good season of them running those principles. So when new players come in, you got some players that can help teach them those principles. I feel like when we get next year, when we start, we're going to be starting all over again. I don't know if we've accomplished anything so far this season. And I'm not talking about wins and losses. I'm just talking about as far as the team is concerned. I don't feel like we accomplished anything to know who we are, to have anything to hang their hat on. I would challenge Fizdale to say, you just said you now know what players can do, what they have to hang their hats on. I would challenge him and ask him, well, tell me what some of these players hang their hats on. And I bet you he'll spit things out that we've known already. And you're going to tell me it takes that long? I'm not with it. He'll say Frank hangs his hat on defense. Right? He'll say Damian Dotson can play defense and he can shoot the long ball. Right? He'll say Tim Hardaway can score the ball. He has energy. He's got to work on da-da-da-da. Mitchell Robinson can block shots. I mean, things that we've known from like 10 games into the season. Right? 10 games into the season. Things that we've known. I can guarantee you. I don't know. I don't know if we have really discovered anything new about this team or I don't know if we've made progress. I don't know if we made any progress whatsoever. And, and now he's going to put a system in place. Now he's going to expect these guys to break habits that they've already formed, and start to put in new habits halfway through the season. You know, I don't know. I mean, and maybe he's not saying he's going to put in a whole system. You know, he's just going to enforce some things. Maybe he's going to start enforcing certain habits. I think it's backwards. That's my opinion. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Sam? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. How you doing? Thank you for staying up with me. It's 2:30 in the morning, man. Thank you for staying up with me.
Yeah, man. Knicks family is global, man.
Yeah, we global. We big. Knicks family all over the world, man. Knicks family all over the world.
Amazing, bro.
That's what's up.
We've been losing consistently for the past 20 years, and yet we have so much love for this team.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
So we're still talking about Fizz, huh?
We're still talking about Fizdale. Still talking about Fizdale.
I'm right there with you. We're all still scratching our heads. I mean, we're at a point of the year where we should have some kind of identity.
Something.
But we don't have anything, man. We watch a game as fans, and we should be able to tell. You know, we should be able to see already when they're gonna run certain plays. But there's nothing like that at all. I mean,
exactly. And
everything's a mystery.
And check this out. This is what another coach in the Eastern Conference said about the Knicks. Or I don't know if he's in the Eastern Conference. Another coach. He said, I don't understand what they're trying to do. When I watch Atlanta, they're bad too, but I can see what they're trying to get to. The way that they're trying to play and who is part of the future, not the Knicks. And I agree with whoever that coach is, I agree, right? You don't have to be perfect in what you're trying to do, but you can see if a team, if they have something that they're trying to do, they're trying to be a defensive team, they want to be 7 seconds or less, whatever it is, you can see what they're trying to do. I don't see it with the Knicks. I don't see it.
At the very least, I mean, run a pick and roll at least 5 times per game. They don't even do that. I know they're not even equipped to do that right now, but at least try and do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get them into the habit of that.
Yeah.
Run a certain plays, certain post plays. But there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Everything is a free-for-all. It's a freestyle system. It's like just get the ball up and down the court, pass it around, and whoever's open, just shoot it. I mean, it's just we don't see there's no system in place whatsoever.
Yes. So,
not even defensively.
We'll see. Go ahead.
At least if you're doing it in the defensive end, where defensively they're playing together and you can see what they're doing, which at the beginning of the year, we saw some of that, but they've gone away from that, and now you're not seeing anything on either side of the ball.
Yeah,
you're not seeing no cohesiveness of them playing together as a unit on either side of the ball.
Yeah, I'll be watching. I'm going to be watching to see. I'm going to be watching closely to see if this second half of the season, if we start to really be, and I'm not saying play consistently where we're winning games, but if we start to, put some things in place and see if he, like he said, if he's going to be, just straight up hardball, I want you to do this. This is what you need to do. No negotiations. I'm going to be watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be watching to see. All right, I'm going to get around to the chat. You can stay on the line, all right? You can stay on the line. You can listen to what some of these guys got to say. Siobhan Robinson. Siobhan, what's popping, man? Can you hear me? Look like Siobhan is frozen up. Look like he's frozen up. Viv, I'm coming to you, Viv. Viv, what do you think about that? What do you think about that article? I know you probably read the article and you've seen the quotes. What do you think?
The one about simplifying the system, right?
Yeah, about simplifying the system and finally, holding the guys, basically holding the guys accountable to, whatever that system is.
Mm-hmm. So there was, I don't know if it was in that article, but there's another one where he basically kind of admitted the reason that we're not moving the ball a lot is because there's like guys on contract years and whatever. Now, my whole thing is, Fizz basically needs to stop talking. Like, they need to reinstate this media policy and put it back onto him because, he's just like, these are some of these things. He just talks too much now. It's almost like you're like hustling backwards to an extent where, you're talking about simplifying the system. You should simplify the system early on, just that all like 18 players or whatever in training camp or preseason or, the first few games, they get acclimated to some sort of system. You don't need a simplified system after the All-Star break. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And in fact, it doesn't make really doesn't make any sense because you got a bunch of contract year players in your team. You got like Trey Burke, you got Moutier, you got, Cantor. They're going to defy the system because all they care about is points, like you just said in that other interview. So, right now he's just talking in circles, and he just needs to, like I know he's trying to keep a good rapport with all these people, but he just needs to stop talking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the quote just makes no sense. There's no logic behind it.
Yeah. Is he selling wolf tickets? That's what I want. Is he selling wolf tickets?
Yeah. I mean, is that worse than snake oil? I don't know. Like, I don't know the tiers. It's like there's like snake oil, there's used car salesmen, but I feel like Steve Mills is like somewhere near the used car salesman. But like, I don't know if this is trying to sell. It could be selling like when those people would sell like the cutlery, like as part of like the pyramid scheme or whatever. He could be like one of those dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna be watching very closely to see, if he really starts to hold people. I don't know. Hold people accountable, or whatever it is. Right. The Prince says, how do you run a system when you don't know your personnel? See, and that's where me and you have a strong difference in opinion, Prince. You know what I'm saying?
2014 to 2015 next.
I think that you start with structure. And you learn what those guys. You start with structure. These are certain ways that I want you to move. Here are certain principles and things that I want you to do, and then you adjust that structure to your player, right? If you're gonna wait, let me ask you this, Prince. Let me ask you this. And I'm asking anyone who says, how do you develop a system if you don't know your players? Well, in the NBA. At least with the Knicks, you're going to lose half your players every single year. If you're losing half your players every year and you're waiting on your personnel to develop your system, then you're never going to have a system. Never. Because at the end of this year, we're going to lose half of our players and we're going to bring in another half. So now we're going to bring in, 6-7 more players. So now we got to redesign. We got to wait another 25 games to see what these guys can do now to put in some stuff. I think you're supposed to have stuff already. And then
the 2014-15 Knicks ran a system within 1 month. This is when Lance Thomas, came onto the team in like January. They ran Langston Galloway, called up from the Westchester Knicks. Lou Amundsen, complete journeyman to journeyman. They were running a system within, I guess, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, and because he said the Prince says these games are scrimmages. You know what?
Those games are scrimmages too.
They might be scrimmages. But from all of my coaching background and from playing basketball, anytime that I participated in a scrimmage with my team, it was so that I can understand and learn the principles that the coach wanted me to use before I got to the real games. And we would have controlled scrimmages, right? Where he would stop the game. We would stop the game. And he would say, Simeon, I told you to pass the ball here, not there. And this is the reason why I want you to pass the ball there, so that this person can do this, and this. That's how we started every single season, with those type of scrimmages, so that I can understand what to do. When we got to the end of the season, he let me loose a little bit. and let me do some things, because now I understood certain principles and everyone else understood certain principles. So I don't buy that about, you got to know your personnel first. I disagree. I believe that you've got to know how you want to play.
And then you bring the personnel.
And then you adjust how you play to your personnel. I totally agree that you got to design things around your personnel, but you got to have something to start that design from. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a blueprint, right? You got to have a blueprint. You have a blueprint, and then you start to design. Every car has 4 wheels. That's the blueprint.
Exactly.
But then different cars look different, right? And you start to design a new, different companies design different cars based on ideas that they have and feedback that they get from their customers and things like that. But the blueprint is 4 wheels and axles. You know what I mean? But Prince, I mean, you say these guys are running the same thing, that same order everyone else runs. I disagree with that, because Fizdale is saying himself that he's got to simplify. He wants to simplify and start to tell people where to go and where to be. I can bring the quote back up for you.
They don't even set proper screens.
Yeah, I know.
Like they can't. They're not even run an offense. They don't even set proper screens.
Yeah,
crazy.
But Prince, I can bring the quote back up for you. I'll bring the quote back up for you. Right? This is from Fizdale himself. This is what he says. And this is him himself in the second half of the season. I'm going to simplify everything. Just simplify everything. This is Fizdale. Get into a place where they really understand. Here's the job. Don't let them read as much, meaning he's not going to let them freelance as much. When he says don't let them read as much, don't let them freelance as much. Don't let them make negotiations, meaning when I tell you to go here, this is where you go. I'm not going to let you negotiate with me. Right? More definitive stuff. Right? This is the route I'm running. This is where I should be defensively, no matter what. Meaning system. Right? When you have more definitive stuff, that's a system. This is where you need to be at this point in time. No matter what, this is where I want you. And now he's going to try to build those habits the second half of the season. And this word habits is key. It's key. That word habits is key because they've already started developing habits as a team. That's the problem with trying to put your system in later. Right? They've already began developing habits. Now you've got to break those habits to build the habits that he's talking about now. This is from Fizdale's mouth himself, not me. I'm not making this up. This is from Coach David Fizdale. He says, so I'm just going to try to build those habits the second half of the season. Well, they've already developed habits. They've already developed habits. Now you got to break those habits and rebuild new habits. I don't know. I'm trusting in Fizz, but, every once in a while, my trust is starting to fade a little bit. It's starting to fade. But I'm trying to hold true to my man. I'm trying to hold true to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to hold true to him, but I'm starting to fade. I'm not even going to lie. I'm starting to fade. Let me see if I can get Guermo back. Last time I was in there, Guermo, accidentally, let out the F-bomb. He let out the F-bomb on the screen. Hey, but it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so we cool with it. It's all good. I unmuted you. You didn't know you was unmuted, Guermo.
I apologize, man.
It's cool,
so
bro.
Sorry,
it's
man.
cool.
I try my best to watch my language for the kids.
It's
sorry
cool.
to that little 11-year-old. He should be sleeping by now anyway.
Yeah,
anyway,
they probably sleep, man.
Sim, man, you gotta stop talking to these guys in the chat room, man. It's gonna drive you crazy, man. No, me and Ant were just talking about this, right? And we talked about this at the beginning of the season, Sim. You run a system to simplify it for players who are not especially talented, who are not good at recognizing the game, who have not played together. And then it does you 2 things, right? 1, it allows you to see, all right, which guys fit into my system, which guys excel where's the fat I can get rid of. 2, it allows guys to develop like a basketball muscle memory. Hey, when he calls out one, I start out from the wing. I crawl around all the way to this side. It simplifies for everybody. Everybody does. I don't have to necessarily know what everything that's going on, but it's like, all right, I know that this guy's moving. All right, boom, I do this, I do that, blah, blah. The ball should be here at this time. And the thing that does is that, all right, when the play doesn't work, it allows me to see where it didn't work. Or we didn't get the pass off right here. Or the pick wasn't effective here. Do I need a better player? Do this player has to get better at this? Boom, boom. So now I have a list of things I can work on with these guys, and I can see improvement. I can either improve as a team in terms of wins, or I can say, all right, you know what? I need a new center. I need a new power forward. I need a new point guard. Or I need a shooting guard who does this. I need this for the bench. That's what it does. So you're killing you're killing a bunch of birds with one stone by doing this. People are saying, oh, we have to let these guys play. You're talking about a bunch of, you're actually giving them bad habits by saying, hey, play iso ball and let them do whatever. When we had, and I'm not saying that what we had with Phil Jackson was great. I wanted to get rid of Phil Jackson. But at least one thing with Phil Jackson, when we had KP playing and he was killing it, he was doing it in the triangle. Him and Frank, I know people get on me about Frank. I'm not praising Frank, but what I'm saying is that you had an effective system. So say if we want to go with ideas from that triangle, right, and KP was healthy, you at least have something you could build around, right? If we were still winning, say we won about 35, even say 40 games last year, right? Or say 42, we got lucky, right? Now you can say, all right, we have some success with this. I need a better point guard to do this, right? Or I need a better shooting guard to do this, blah, blah, blah. I need this guy to help rebound, blah, blah, blah. That's how the game works. A lot of you guys, you have a basketball coach in Sim who's telling you, he's telling you the system is better for the guys. It simplifies it for the guys. You guys are just talking out of nothing. You know what? Go to any coach and ask them, why do you guys run a system? Yep. Go and ask them, because a lot of you guys talking about, oh, just let the guys play together. All right, let me put 5 guys on the court to go and play together. I don't know how they play. I don't know what they like to do, but let me see what they go out and do. And you're talking about a bunch of guys who lose confidence easily, who if you bench them, they start tweeting a line to the NBA or to whatever, talking about, I want to play and putting sad emoji faces. And these are guys I want to go out and allow them to play. All right, let them go out and play and get whooped by 40. Let's see how good their confidence will be, man. What are y'all talking about, man? A lot of y'all guys, y'all never played basketball. I know for a fact if y'all play basketball, if someone put you on the court, y'all will look terrible. Like y'all would not get no burn or nothing. Like I just stop. Y'all talking about absolutely nothing, man. I played on a team in high school where literally, and Ant knows this guy, played in Connecticut, right? Wilton, Connecticut. We would play against top teams like Harding, play against teams like Trinity. All these teams, right? They have some kid who's ultra athletic, Sim, right? But he wasn't necessarily skilled. And all they do is just run the same sets for him so you get easy buckets. And he put like 30, 40 points in us because they ran these same sets that dominated us. It wasn't because he was doing all this ISO stuff. Because those guys, I could guard them ISO. They weren't great ISO. But hey, if you're going around 3 screens and you jump to the basket, I can't defend that, Sim. Yeah. Like you guys, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Fizdale needs to stop talking, bro. And the thing that I'm starting to realize about Fizdale, I think he benefited from talented players with the Grizzlies, man. He benefited from talented players because I'm seeing all this stuff. I'm like, where's all the stuff that you were doing with the Grizzlies, man? Like, I don't see any of the stuff that you're doing. And I think one thing too, he does not utilize his center, Sim, in a way that other teams do it. So we were talking about this, right? Look how Jokic plays. Look how AD plays. Even look at how Gasol plays. They play high up on the foul line, right? And it's basically like a 360 around them, like an orbit around them. Guys are moving. You see cuts and all this stuff around, right? You saw a lot with this guy, Kyle O'Quinn, last year, right? I'm not saying he's the most dynamic, so I'm not saying that at all. But you saw that when you have that little backdoor cut with McDermott, right? You saw guys moving around. You saw confusion on the other team, and you saw us getting easy buckets. Fizdale doesn't do that. And I think that's what got Gasol mad, because I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I can only think that because I see Gasol do it now, and I saw him do it early on in his career. He doesn't utilize these players on his team or the centers to his team in a more advantageous way. So there's no system, Sim. There's no system. I don't know what system he's talking about. I just think he's just giving Wolf tickets, and he needs to stop talking because it looks bad. It really looks bad, man. Just as bad as some of these guys in the chat room who have no idea what the hell basketball is, man. Talking about let these guys play together. What is this? BCBAs? Is this AAU basketball? What are you talking about, man?
I mean, and you know, the whole thing with, you know, let these guys play together. Half the guys not going to be here. So, you know, why you let them play together? I mean, you know, you're going to let them play together and they're not going to be here. Right? What's the point of just letting them learn each other? I don't get that. I mean, a system and some principles of play, if you don't want to call it a system, will help guys learn each other. But when you've got to get new players, which you're going to get 6 or 7 new players next year, you have an idea of players that you're going to get to fit in. Where do they fit in what we do? Right? Where are they going to fit in within what we do and what we're trying to do? Where do these guys fit? And listen, people talking about free agency. I'm telling you right now, when a free agent looks, they're going to say, y'all don't know what the hell you're doing on the court. I'm not going there. You're gonna kill what I do on the court. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and for, you know, I've seen some guys who say, we won tonight. Some people in the chat said we won tonight, and all that kind of stuff. This is what we talk about. Well, you know what? You know, we celebrated the win earlier, but there's still some things to talk about. Let's get to Prince, because I know Prince got the opposite position. So, I'm gonna let Prince talk, and then if somebody wants to debate what he's saying, go ahead and put it up there. Prince, what's popping with you, man? It's been a minute since you've been in the chat.
Yeah, man. I've been in the mud, man. You know what I'm saying? I let y'all elitists do what y'all elites do.
Elitists.
I done stayed away. You know what I'm saying? Because my opinion don't mean nothing. My opinion don't mean nothing in nothing but licks, land. So I just stay in the regular chat because I'm a troll. I'm a troll now, Sim, and I don't know what I be talking about. But basically, man, I ain't want to get to no big argument, OG. You know I respect you, and like you said, man, but you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom used to tell me it's an old African proverb. A child not to touch the stove will tell a child not to touch the stove. You know what I'm saying? So again, we can be mad and say, oh, Fizz should have put in this elaborate system. But again, at the end of the day, both, like you said, you do want to see some type of system. And I don't believe Fizz rolled out balls and just told guys to go to spots. We see real basketball. And that's what I said earlier in the chat. Like, dang, Sim, what's going on? You drinking the Kool-Aid too? Because I ain't never heard you talk this pessimistic about what we've been seeing. We see double screens high. We see pick and pops. The honest to God truth about why we don't see a real fluid system is we don't have high IQ basketball players. A lot of these guys are 1 and 2 year basketball players, much like you pointed out, Sil. A lot of these guys won't be here next year. So again, you put in this system and you hammering like we did with the triangle, like Hornacek tried to do with the triangle. You miss so many people trying to force something onto a group of kids who not even gonna be there and who don't understand the terminology anyway because they so green. It has nothing to do with Fizz don't know X's and O's or he don't want to put in his system. It just has to do with simply the timing of the season. I see guys go to spots on the court, play in the transition of their offense, and most of the time that's Moutier breaking down the defense, kicking the ball out, them swinging. We don't have a center who can command outside of Enes Kanter. We don't have a center who truly can use his skills to score the ball on no level. Mitchell Robinson catch oops and cleans up the rebounds. Luke Cornett shoots threes. He's not a low post threat. Enes Kanter is the only low post threat we have, and he's a black hole. He barely passes the ball out of there. So you're not going to see much efficient offense from Enes Kanter or Tim Hardaway Jr., much like we said. And my thing, what I was saying about the whole Fizdale quote was, what he was saying was, he wasn't saying that, oh, now I'm about to, put my thumbprint on these guys. He was just saying, now I understand that Kevin Knox, he needs to come off screens here. So I'm going to call sets where Kevin Knox comes off screens here. I'm going to have Tim Hardaway Jr. pick and pop here. These are the things that Fizz was saying. It ain't like this guy is out there. Trust me, I'm pretty sure they're not paying this man millions of dollars, Sim, to get up here and just sell us a ruse. He ain't Donald Trump. Facts. I'm telling you that. But my thing, like I said, everybody's lost on these whole principles that Fizz has to run this elaborate system. And again, I look and say, how did we win tonight's game? If Fizz is not doing anything, did we just win that game by luck? Or, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Because, again, maybe our basketball...
But check it out. But
what you
see,
was gonna say?
But see, check it out. We won the game, but we also shot 38.9% from the field. We also shot 29% from three. Right? We still only had 20 assists, which is right at our season's average. So we just played a team that was missing Rondo, missing LeBron, missing Kyle Kuzma. Now, when I look at the quote, right? You know, he says things to me that do. So either he had a system or obviously they do some things. You're going to do some things out there. That's clear. I mean, if you're a team, let's just say he did just roll out the ball and say, I'm sitting down and y'all play. I can guarantee you there are going to be things that they know how to do anyway, right? And, you know, when I'm not saying anything super elaborate, but when he says these words right here tell me that he's trying to implement more structure now. When he says this.
Facts.
Right? When he says, I want to get it to a place where they really understand, here is the job. Don't let them read as much. When they said don't let them read as much, that means don't let them freelance as much. That's how I interpret it. Don't let them make as many negotiations. So basically he's saying, if I want you to pass the ball, if I want you to cut here, this is where I want you to cut. I don't want you to cut anyplace else, and there's a reason for it. I'm not going to let you negotiate out of it. More definitive stuff. Now he's defining more
none
roles.
of that boogity ball. Ain't playing boogity ball no more. None of that, Trier and, you know what I'm saying, your boy, Trey Burke. No, dog, we're not doing that. Two dribbles and pass the rock. Tim Hardaway Jr., 2 dribbles, pass the rock. So again, by him, and I don't mean to cut you off, Sim, but that's a good point, and that was what I wanted to argue too, is by him doing that, Sim, I don't believe that's a bad thing. Much like you said, these guys have picked up bad habits by turning into black holes. Kenner, Tim Jr., Trier, Brute. You know what I'm saying? These guys do these things. So it's not like you got a whole team of misfits, Sim. You got 3 or 4 guys that you truly need to hone in to really make them understand, hey, bro, Ennis, if you got a double team, kick the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Trier, if you can't make it to the cup and get a layup, man, get a ball up to Moutier or, you know what I'm saying, pass the ball out. So much like you said, I feel you on saying it makes sense to put in a system, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all bashing this man like he just rolling the ball out. And I see a real system that we run. Do he run consistent plays in those systems? And I hear a lot of people, why didn't he run a play for Knox? Why didn't he do all of this? I'm pretty sure those will come. But like I said, if we was winning games, y'all, like I said, we understand what this is. If we don't, y'all fools. It's a tank. We trying to get one of these top 3, 4, 5 picks. If Fizz wanted to win games, we could easily be a 30-win team this season, 35-win team. But that put us 15, 16 in the lottery. Now, come on, y'all. We didn't sit KP out for a whole season to get a top 15, 16 pick just to show everybody that, oh, we got a system. Man, let them boys play scrimmage basketball. Nobody cares about the 82 games that go on. Everybody care about the playoffs anyway. So right now, we really bashing our coach for what? Just something to talk about, y'all?
No.
Like, we just won.
No. I mean, yeah, we won, but even though we won, I'm glad we won and we got to win, right? But we still shot 39% from the field, which is on par with our average, right? A little bit lower than our season's average. We still shot 29% from the three-point line, which is a little bit lower than our season's average. We still only had 20 assists, which is like 0.3 percentage points above our season's average. So it says to me that we're doing the same things. I understand we're not winning games, right? Hold up. I understand that we're not winning games. But when I see him saying, now I'm going to implement structure, to me, that's backwards. You implement the structure at the beginning of the season, and then you let guys loose. You let the string go a little bit, and you let them learn to freelance. Regardless if you're winning or losing, I want to see the structure. Like in the middle of the game, in the second quarter, Tim Hardaway stops playing defense on Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball hits a 3. Coach Fizdales is pissed off, but he don't take him out and sit him down, right? Or maybe he said something to him in the locker room. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I can only say what I've seen on TV. I just feel like the structure comes first. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you have a complete system or not, whatever you do have, right? Whatever you do have, you hold them to it, and you hold everybody to a certain standard, right? I feel like now, if you haven't been holding people to a standard, now all of a sudden you're going to hold them to the standard. I feel like that makes your job a little bit harder because they've developed, as a team, they've developed certain habits on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Now it's hard to break those habits. But now you're going to ask them to break those habits because he just said it in his quote. Now we're going to start building these habits. Well, now you got to break some habits and then rebuild some new habits. I think that's tough.
But Sim, two, three quick things before you go on to somebody else, because I didn't want to hijack the pod. But me and you, we ain't kicked it in a minute. But I'm glad we got a chance to converse. But you know what I'm saying, Sim. So with that being said, OG, one question I got to ask you: all of those facts that you just spit out, are we a good jump shooting team? Period.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. We're not a good shooting team, period.
Are we exactly? Are we a good 3-point shooting team?
We're not a good shooting team, period. We're not at all. We're not a good shooting team, period.
Exactly. Do we share the ball on a consistent basis as a team?
Nope.
So with all of that being said, and if we could pull out a win tonight, Fizz did something right. That's my look. That's my optimistic view of our team and our coach. If even in our trashiest moments, we shot the ball horrible. Mm-hmm. Like you said, team chemistry and their camaraderie found a way to game. We would have been crying and trashing them 20 times harder if they would have ended up losing this game by 10 or 15 points. But they found a way to come back and win by 6 points. To me, that showed resiliency in the team and the coach. Yeah. They didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? They could have rolled over and gave that game to the LA, knowing they was in LA and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, like you said, Sim, like you said, man, as men, we can agree to disagree. And I understand your approach by saying, I would rather put structure down and then release the vices, then go ahead and just let these guys learn and play and live frivolously the whole Montessori school way. Fizz, you like, no, dog. Hey, this is a drill school. We ain't doing that. Fizz is over here on that Montessori stuff, man. We got to let Fizz do his Montessori teaching so that, again, we see some of these guys are turning the curve. We see Vonleh making progress. We see Moutier making progress. Like I said, Herzonia, these guys making progress. We're going to see, like I said, a different Frank Ntilikina. So like I said, man, I really believe there's a system, but much like you said, there's not much of a system that you can see because these guys just aren't smart basketball players and they don't make open shots. If we had guys who made consistently open shots, we would look like a total different team. The stats would go up, assists would go up, all of that would go up. We would look like a different team. But we don't have guys that make shots on a consistent basis or are very smart, high basketball IQ players yet. Well, and that's the type of system Fizz runs, is one of those systems where guys have to be, you know what I'm saying, cerebral basketball players. You like with the same stuff that we bash the players for. As a basketball player, much like Guillermo was trying to say, you should know that from a pickup game. If my man chiefs up on me and I got a backdoor baseline, you know what I'm saying, i.e. Kevin Knox or any of those guys, slip back door and go get that easy layup. A coach shouldn't have to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, shout out to Chet. Nothing but Knicks for life, man. Keep doing the thing. You know I'm always supporting, always rooting, bro.
And listen,
like I just had to be devil's advocate.
We need you to come back and be an elitist, man. Come back to the club, bro. You got to come back to the club, bro.
They done turned into Stephen A. Smith and Michael J. Wilbon, bro. I can't deal with them cats, bro. I'm going to stay in the mud a couple more shows. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe after the All-Star break, I'll be back.
We need you back. We need you back, man. We need you back. We need you back. And we got to finish talking about the Westchester Knicks thing, too, but we need you back.
Okay, I'm with it.
All right, man. All right, Prince. You staying in the chat or you jumping out?
Yeah, I might stay around. I'm going to stay around for maybe last word. I'll stay around.
I bet. All right, cool. All right. Let me get, okay. My man from Albany. What's popping, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How y'all doing?
I'm good. Could you turn that down some in the back?
I might stay around.
I can barely hear you, man.
I'll stay around.
I bet. All right, cool.
Yeah, it sounds like you got the video playing in the background.
All right, well, Nice popping, man. I'm just
All right. Yeah, I just need, if you can, I know it's a little confusing from the beginning, but you probably need to turn down the video, the video in the background, and then if you can, and then you probably you might need to get some headphones or something like that. While he's getting that set, I'm gonna move on and talk about Cantor, and this would probably be quite short, ladies and gentlemen. And that's Cantor right now. Obviously, we know Cantor is going to be up for. It's probably on the trading block, right? Because just circumstances. Cantor is most likely on the trading block. Quote from Chris Sheridan. You guys know who Chris Sheridan is. About Cantor and the ability to trade Cantor. Says, as always, it is a buyer's market when it comes to a player that the entire NBA knows is on the trading block. So the Knicks are not exactly being overwhelmed with great offers. Also, New York is taking the public posture that none of the young talent on the team is available, nor will any future draft picks be included. Well, here's what I got to say to that. My opinion on that there is the total right move by the Knicks. To me, it's the right move by the Knicks to let it be known to everyone in the league that the young players are they're not available at all. So don't ask. That's the best thing to do. That's the smart thing to do, in my opinion. Young players, we're not touching our young guys. Don't ask about them. We're not touching our draft picks. Don't ask about them. So we're cool with keeping Cantor until the end of the season. Then we'll let his contract expire. That's the smart move by the Knicks, right? The best move. That's the best move. And I'll say it again, as I said before. I don't think there's going to be a trade, or it's going to be hard to trade for Cantor. If you're going to trade for Cantor, if a team is going to trade for Cantor, then that means that they want to clear cap space. And, the Knicks, they want to keep cap space, right? So if another team wants to clear cap space, they want to send some contracts, some longer contracts back to the Knicks. That's not what the Knicks want to do. We want to keep our cap free for 2019, 2020, whatever it is, so that we can fit guys into our system whenever we get one, or our principles of play whenever we decide what those principles are. And Prince, I'm trusting Fizz. I'm not down on Fizz. I mean, I'm just saying what I see and what I think, in my opinion, but I'm trusting him. But anyway, Cantor is the best move for the Knicks is going to be to keep him around either to the end of the season or waive him. Right? But that's the thing on Cantor right now. The Knicks aren't receiving good offers for Cantor, and of course not. Of course not. Not when they know he's already on the trading block. Not going to receive good offers for Nets Cantor. I don't even know what any of those offers are. I would like to see what some of those offers are. What teams have offered for Cantor. I can't believe that there's going to be anything that good that anyone is going to offer for Nets Cantor. I've seen some people come up with some fictitious trades and suggested trades and things like that. But I can't see anything that would be appealing for the Knicks, because every team is going to want to send back money. You know what I'm saying? They might try to, include a draft pick if the Knicks would agree to take on money for longer years, but then that's not going to be good, right? That's not something that we want to do. We want to keep our books flexible. Right, and in order to keep it flexible, you can't add on money for years to come. Right, we want to keep. We need short contracts. We don't get into those long contracts until we know that we have a team that's going to be contending. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it for Cantor. Call you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, yo, what's up? Knicks fan from Albany. I just decided to call on the phone because I couldn't figure out that videos.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
When my granddaughter gets here, she'll show me how to use it. I can't believe I'm still up at almost 4 in the morning talking Knicks.
Almost
man.
4 in the morning talking Knicks. Hey, peep it. It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning, right? We got close to 200 people on here talking Knicks right now. Almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean,
yeah.
You know,
I know y'all talking about the trade offer, but I wanted to pop on this Fizz thing for a second.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna admit he wasn't my first choice. I wanted Bud or Mark Jackson because, you know, I knew we were going to have such a young team, and I felt they would be better. You know, everybody knows Fizz is a player's coach or whatever. But, I mean, we got Fizz. We kind of got to work with it. He's going to be here for 4 years, maybe. I mean, we're getting on him hard now. If next year we're still losing, I can only imagine. You know, but I'm willing to give him until he gets the players that he thinks fit his system before I judge him too harshly.
Okay.
I mean, he makes some boneheaded mistakes with the rotations and stuff like that. But I mean, the guy is still a young coach.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not even about fully just the system, right? It's just why implement the structure now? Because now you've got
I agree with you on that. That is kind of backwards.
Yeah, why wouldn't you implement the structure from the beginning? Whether or not you had a system, just implement certain things from the beginning.
Especially with such young players, they need to have like a tight system, something that they can depend on and know. Especially, we lose a lot of these games in the second half and the fourth quarter. Yeah. Maybe if he had a system set up, a solid system, they would know what to do at those times.
Yeah, or just more, just a little bit more structure. But with Cantor, Cantor's not going to be, we're not getting good trade offers for Cantor. And I don't know if anything is going to come in for Cantor, man. I want to give a shout out to CTA. He said, Woj, this was, or CLTA. Yeah, CLTA said this was a couple hours ago, about 45 minutes ago. So Woj just retweeted Cantor not traveling to London.
I don't want him to get killed or anything. That might be a good idea.
So
and the thing about Cantor is, I mean, if the guy could just play like a lick of defense, he would be a keeper. But I mean, you can't keep him in the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Today was an anomaly. He made some good plays in the defense, but you're not going to get that every night.
Right. And
and $18 million, that's a lot of money to be paying somebody you can't play at crunch time.
Right.
So I'm hoping they do right by him, trade him to a contender or buy him out so he can go to a contender. I mean, I really like the guy, as a person, but as a player, I mean, you can't really. That's just too much for a player of his caliber.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
I definitely feel you on that. As far as Cantor going to London, just to clear it up so that everyone, I'm sure everybody knows, but just so that to clear it up, Cantor, just put out a little quote. He said, "Sadly, I'm not going because of the freaking lunatic." The Turkish president, Cantor said, "There's a chance that I can get killed out there. So that's why I talked to the front office. I'm not going. So I'm just going to stay here, practice. It's pretty sad that just all this stuff affects my career in basketball because I want to be out there helping my team win. But just because of that one lunatic guy, one maniac or dictator, I can't even go out there and just do my job. So it's pretty sad."
It goes to show you there's more things. There's more. I mean, we all love basketball, and as Knicks fans, we take it pretty seriously. But there are things out there that are more important than games,
Yeah.
And sometimes that affects what we do as sports fans and as sports, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for the guy, really.
Yeah. That's a tough situation to be in, man. That's a tough situation. So
and listen, I got one more thing to say before I'm gonna try to get off this phone and get some sleep, man.
All right. Yeah, I gotta get off.
I'm hoping that if we don't sign a big free agent, that they don't throw a lot of money at Moutier. I just have a feeling if KD don't come here or somebody like that, that they'll just feel like they have to spend the money and spend it on somebody like Moutier, and I'm not convinced that he's a primetime player yet.
Okay.
So, all right, Tim, man, take it easy, man. I'm going to try to stay up and watch as long as I can, but I'm an old man, man, and I need my sleep. So
I hear you, man. I hear you.
All right, shout out to all the Knicks fans out there. It'll get better. It'll get better.
You.
Thanks, Tim.
I appreciate you, bro. Have a good one. Peace.
All right, take it easy, brother.
Yeah. And listen, I'm not going to be on for too much longer myself, folks, because I got to get up. I got to be up early in the morning. Listen, I had a long day today. Right? Super long day today. I had to get up in the morning, do some work for some clients. I had to be to the gym at 3 o'clock so we can do an hour and a half walkthrough. Our game was at 4:30. Then we played at 4:30. Then I had to stay with and watch the boys play. And be there, just be part of the staff of the gym because it was a packed house, to watch the boys play. And then we had an alumni game. I had to be there for the alumni game. Come home, that's why I didn't get a chance to do the pregame. Then I came home, watched the game, fell asleep during parts of the fourth quarter. I had to slap myself so I can stay up and watch the rest, watch the fourth quarter. And now tomorrow morning, I got to wake up tomorrow morning, drive to Baltimore and watch Coppin State. My daughter wants to attend Coppin State. That's a school that she's most interested in. I met with the coach. We met with the coach, me and her and my wife. We met with the coach 2 summers ago. We went to practice, watched them practice. Now we are, we're going up there, check out, see what's going on with this school, and we're gonna, meet with the coach again. Watch the game. We'll probably go back up there next weekend. So we're building that relationship. That's where she wants to go. We'll see if that happens. We'll see. We'll see what goes down there. So I got to be up early to go to Coppin tomorrow. But got to talk my Knicks. You know what I mean? Got to talk my Knicks. All right. I'm going to take one more phone call. Then we're going to get on, look at the Tankathon standings. Then we're going to talk about the Knicks in Portland. Then I'm rolling out of here. All right, Carly, on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, Sam? It's Worldwide West, calling out of Long Island.
What's popping with you, bro? What's up with you? I'm chilling. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm chilling here, working this overnight shift.
Okay.
Can't believe you on at almost 4 in the morning.
Almost 4 in the morning, man.
For that, man. Almost. That's real dedication right there, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Word.
I appreciate it.
I like all your points that you're making today, man. You seem like you're on fire with a lot of stuff that you're saying regarding Fizdale and how you're breaking down things and giving examples. And one thing I noticed about Knicks fans, especially the younger generation, they still in that stage where they show blind support to the Knicks. And when you critique or evaluate a coach, a player, they call it you're bashing this coach, you're bashing this player. You know what I mean? They get so defensive of the Knicks as if you can't evaluate your team as an educated fan and say, hey, I think he can improve on this or he can improve on that. I like that man Prince, but he was bugging out with a couple of things that he was saying because he keeps saying that we're already running a system when Fizdale clearly said he's about to implement a system. So no, we're not running a system.
Right.
Okay. That's one. Second of all, like as far as rolling the ball out and play, that is pretty much what he's doing. He does have a couple of actions that they run, like a pin down, and he does call set plays. He has plays for out of bounds plays, which you shouldn't get kudos for that. But he does have a few good out of bounds plays, but he doesn't have a system. Their system, or whatever lack thereof, is weak side, strong side, right? So this is something that I watched and I noticed why Knox doesn't score in the second half of games, or his scoring isn't fluid or consistent, because he might get certain shots in the first half because they're playing team basketball and They run the initial action on the strong side, and they usually have Knox on the weak side. So the ball will rotate to him on the weak side, and he'll score a three, or he'll find a defender running out to the three, he'll head fake drive to the hoop, and that's where he gets most of his buckets, right? But if you see in like a lot of times in the second half, or when Moutier or Tim Hardaway Jr. don't have a good scoring first half, they don't swing the ball to the weak side the second half. Now you see them in initial offense not letting it run all the way through, and they take rush shots in the first half, right? I mean, and before swinging the ball over to the weak side. So Knox suffers. Now Knox is left standing in the corner, just catching and shooting, and he doesn't have his rhythm. Where, in my opinion, when Knox is caught on the strong side and the offense is initiated with him, he's an unselfish player. So he's a willing passer. So he'll make a better read than a veteran like Tim Hardaway Jr. will make a read, or Moutier will make a read, because he's not thinking, oh, I need a contract, or I'm the star of this team. He's just literally playing within the flow of the offense. So the same freedom that they give Doncic, and I know Knox ain't the player that Doncic is, but I feel like the Knicks should give him that freedom, right? So if you look at the Mavericks, the veterans on the Mavericks, they're not haters. You know what I mean? They like, yo, this dude is the truth. He showed us he's the truth. Let's let this guy dictate the offense a little bit. You know what I mean? They need to do that. Certain players on the Knicks need to do that with Knox and allow him to initiate the pick and roll. And because he's a dual threat player. He could shoot, he could drive. You know what I mean? It's not like Moutier where you could just go under the pick and roll. And I'm not trying to bash the man. He passes the ball well. And, he's probably our best passer on the team. But because he's in that contract situation, he's not allowing other players to maintain a rhythm throughout the game, because he needs to get hot. He needs to get his shots off, and so on and so forth. So I just feel like instituting a system will negate a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? It will hold players even more accountable, because, yo, bro, why are you freelancing? Why are you going against what I'm saying? Are you just trying to get yours? Okay, now you can sit on the bench. Now you have a legit reason as to why this player is being benched, because they're going astray from the system. But this helter-skelter basketball, kind of hard to hold guys accountable, and it's kind of hard to, because what you do is then you tend to single guys out, which he's done with Frank. You know what I mean? And even at times with Knox, you'll see Frank struggle for a quarter, he gets pulled. You'll see Knox struggle for a game or two, he'll get significantly less minutes. But there's no consequences for guys like, Moutier and your boy Tim Hardaway Jr. You know what I mean? So those are things that need to be addressed, and critiquing Fizdale and holding him accountable is a good. I personally think if you look at the history of the Knicks, especially the past 10 years, they've responded to the fans more so than a lot of other franchises, right? Because the fans were getting ready to stage a protest outside of the Garden. They hired Phil Jackson, right? So we all could tell the story differently, but everybody that I know was very excited to have Phil Jackson on board, because he's had what seemingly seemed like credibility. We didn't know that he had the early on stages of dementia setting in. We didn't know that. So, we was hopeful for him. So also with the whole Phil Jackson firing, the fans were clamoring. You know what I mean? So if we continue to hold the franchise accountable, and I don't care what anybody says, there's people from that team that listen to this podcast and listen to the Nothing But Knicks, the other podcast. You know what I mean? There's people, there's players, there's family members. They hear the sentiments of the Knicks fan, and we're not foolish fans. We're educated. I hear what y'all talk about. So it's important that we continue to hold them accountable, and we don't just get satisfied with them winning a game or him or them moving the ball one game and it looks like we got everything figured out. It's a one win. It's a one win. And for Mark, I wasn't Mark, it was a Prince to say that if we had a system, this team would win 30 games. That's just bizarre. There is no possible way that this roster is going to win 30 games. Before the season started, I called and I said, fellas, 35 wins, 25 wins. We're playing. This is the same team we rolled out in Summer League, and we were like 2-5. Or, you know what I mean? We were under 500 in Summer League against the summer roster. This is what we expected, losing games and stuff like that. And the Lakers, without LeBron, they're, you know what I mean? They're not a threat. So to me, no, it was a nice win. It was a nice showing. I like to see that they won a game. We was due. You know what I mean? It didn't really mess up our tanking because Any way you look at it, we're going to be in the bottom 5 of So let's go out and let's root for them to win. And, we're going to lose naturally, and we're going to get the right pick.
Right. We're going to lose naturally.
So I just feel like, we need to continue to hold the players, the coaches, and the front office accountable. We can't develop a culture where we're just looking at them as experts because, that's how people that's how Hitler came to power. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are like, all right, well, he's an expert. He knows what he's talking about. He must be smarter than me.
Right.
Nah, Sam, you was a coach. I was a coach. Jeremy was a player. I was a player. We have our own basketball experience. We have our own basketball knowledge. We have 2 eyes and we have all the senses. So we can see something and interpret what's going on. And we're probably right. We can have a different opinion on the coach, and it's not bashing the coach and bashing the Knicks. I just wanted to say that, like, as far as the young fans who always feel like if you critique something that's going on with the team, you're being a basher. I just don't agree with that.
Right. Listen, I was a staunch supporter of hiring Fizdale. He's my guy. That's who I wanted. I wanted Fizdale. I was a big supporter. I wasn't going to be mad if, if we got what's his name, from Milwaukee,
Jackson, Budenholzer.
Budenholzer. I wasn't going to be mad. Or if we got Jackson, I wouldn't have been upset. But I wanted Fizdale. And, I'm not saying that everything is wrong because, we got time and we'll see what happens. But I'm going to critique when I feel it's necessary. So, because
I think, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just feel like if you have any intention of attracting a free agent, you have to have some type of a fluid system in place. So you can say to the free agent, this is a system we run, and we see that your game complements our system, and you can get buckets here and you can get buckets there. Like, I just don't know what type of a presentation that they're going to present to these free agents that they think that they're going to lure them to New York. I heard that KD was blown away by whose presentation was it, man? I forgot what presentation it was. But they came to him and they had X's and O's on the court. Not just, you're going to be a billionaire in 5 years and you're going to do this financially. These guys want to make a legacy for themselves on the court. They're going to make money regardless in whatever market they're at. And you know what I mean? You got guys like mega stars like KD. You don't want to hear that. We're going to introduce you to Bill Gates. Like, nah, man. What are you going to do on the court? Right. What system are you going to run to me? How can I facilitate raising my game to another level in this market in New York? You know what I mean? How does my skill set mesh with your players? And if you just have this helter-skelter, and then you get a marquee free agent this summer, and now these guys got to retrain themselves and learn how to play basketball all over again next year, that's not going to bode well. That's not going to bode well. It'll be the same criticism that came Marbury's way, that came Melo's way when the team was really mismanaging things. You know what I mean? And they destroyed the prime years of a superstar's, career. Exactly. But we need to get our stuff in order, and getting a system, establishing a system is part of getting our stuff in order. That's how I feel.
Yeah, man, you spot on point, man. You spot on point. Hey, I appreciate you staying up with me. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm about to head up out of here, Worldwide.
Yes, sir. You already know, man.
I appreciate it, bro.
Your night.
All right, man. Have a good weekend.
You too, brother.
All right, peace. Yes, y'all. I think World Wide West was straight up on point, man. Was on point with everything that he was saying. And listen, do they listen to the show? Probably so. I'm pretty sure. They've checked in. They seen what. Listen, when we did the NBK opening night, and we had the stream on in the lounge, just just kind of streaming the people during the game. Somebody came to me and said, "You got to turn that off." So you can't tell me that somebody was watching in order to know that the stream was still on. They said you're allowed to do pregame, halftime, postgame. You can't do anything during the game. So somebody was paying attention. Somebody knew what was happening. Somebody seen it and told that security guard to come tell me that you got to turn that off. Right? So, yeah. And they're gonna listen to their fans because we buy the tickets, we buy the jerseys. You know, they're not gonna listen to the fans totally, but they're gonna hear and they're gonna know. Listen, if we don't get this right, fans gonna stop buying tickets. You know, so yeah, they hear us. They hear us. And speaking of the opening night, NBK opening night, I just want to remind you that we have the Martin Luther King Day matinee. Right? And I'd like you guys to attend. We got 6 tickets remaining. All right, six tickets remaining for the Martin Luther King Day matinee. What do you get during that matinee? Obviously, you get to see the game. Guillermo's going to be there. Aunt G's going to be there. So if you want to join and hang out with the elitists, come hang out with the elitists. Come be elite. Be elite. Right? You get a private lounge on Chase Bridge. Food and non-alcoholic beverages are included. If you want to get alcohol, you got to go around the corner, buy yourself some alcohol. Courtside. You get to be courtside during the pregame shoot-around. You get to participate in the live stream. And look, guys had a ball participating in the stream too. It was fun. It was great. And I'm working out so that we can either shoot free throws on the court or take pictures in the middle of the garden floor. So that should be fun. You know. So come be an elitist. Join Aunt G. Join Guillermo. Isaiah's going to be there. The entertainer's going to be there. We'll see whose Mark was there last time. We'll see if whose Mark is going to be there this time. There's six tickets remaining. All right, 6 tickets left. I'm putting the link in the chat. Go ahead and get these tickets quickly because they're going to be gone before you know it. All right, they're going to be gone before you know it. So go ahead and, get these tickets, knock it up out of there. Join us and have yourself a good time. We had a great time. All right. As I'm putting the link in the chat, I want you guys we're going to check out Tankathon. We're going to see where we stand right now in the tank standings. We're going to check it out because I know some people are interested. I know you want to do it. I know you want to see it. There you go. I just put it in the chat. Go to the website, check it out. Six tickets to the MLK matinee remaining. All right. Tankathon standings. Where we at with it, folks? Here we go. We're on Tankathon. The New York Knicks right here. Tied for 3rd with the Chicago Bulls after a win tonight. All right. You see the Cleveland Cavaliers, they've lost 8 in a row. Phoenix lost 5. Chicago's lost 3 in a row. The Knicks, we won 1. Now we play Portland and we play Golden State next. Probably 2 losses. Right? And if we want a chance, the best chance at that top pick, you need to be in the top 3. Right? You got a 14% chance overall to get the number 1 pick if you're in the top 3. 13.3% is not horrible, right? But you got to be in that. You want the best chances to get top. That number 1 pick is to be in the top 3. You get a 14%. You got a 14% chance of getting that. But what's crazy is even if you're in the top 3, you still have a higher percentage chance of landing in in this area. So we're going to see what happens, folks. But these are the Tankathon standings. Those are the Tankathon standings. All right. Now, let's jump on over here to the chat. We're going to finish this out tonight because I need to get some rest, y'all. I got to get up so I can go to cop. And I see some people say, that they're wishing my daughter well. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know she thanks you. She's excited, about the way that her basketball career is going right now. Tonight, You know, I mean, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Our team isn't that good. Right? We got a lot of young players. We got an 8th grader on the team. She's a starter. We got freshmen. A lot of freshmen on the team. And, you know, but, you know, she carries the team. She does what she can do. She battles. You know, if she's sick, if she's hurt, she battles. Right now, she's having a problem with her, you know, I mean, she plays, you know, a high school game is 32 minutes. She plays all 32 minutes. She doesn't come out. Her calves, she has a problem with calves cramping. So you've got to get her eating more bananas and making sure that she's, you know, getting the proper fluids. And she's got to be in extremely good shape. You know, I mean, she's in good shape now. I told her tonight, I said, you got to be in world-class shape because, you know, you don't come out. She's our best defender. She's our best rebounder. She's our best offensive player. She's our point guard, shooting guard, 3-man, and power forward. She does a lot of work out there, man. But you know, she's very, very, you know, she's working hard. Rick Warrior said, "Is it the system?" Well, let me tell you what it is. We do have a system in place, right? What it is right now, it's the players just aren't developed enough to execute the system, but they put the ball in the spots that it's supposed to be, right? There's a difference. I mean, we have our players with wide open shots sometimes, nobody around them. We got to work on the fundamentals for them to make those shots. We put them in the right spots for them to break the press. Sometimes they drop the ball out of bounds. Right? But they're in the right spots and they're doing the right things. Now, where we have to focus on with these girls are the little things. They don't do the little things the right way. And we are continuously teaching it to do the little things, to make the system work correctly, setting the right type of screens. Right? Going to the ball to catch the ball. Right? When someone comes off the screen, setting your man up so that you're not just running past the screen or you're just going through the screen. You're actually taking your man away. You're setting them up the right way so that the screen works. Those little things we're focusing on because they don't know how to do it. But they do know how to, but they do put themselves in the right position. Right? Where we teach them to go. And guess what? You know, so many people that cry and complain about a system and that, you know, you need to have some freelance. We have plenty of space for freelance, right? We have a simple screen away motion offense that sets you up to do anything on the floor that you want to do. And that the players can actually make calls on the floor themselves to do certain things, but they've got to understand this base offense first. You get what I'm saying? They understand this base offense, the base movements of this offense. Once they really get it, now when somebody veers away, when two players decide that they're going to do a screen and roll over here, the other players already know what to do. You get me? You see what I'm saying? They understand where they're supposed to be, how to shift, how to move, because when somebody veered away from it, because they're going through the structure right now. This is the first year that this team is together as currently constructed. All right. So, Rick, it's not really the system. It's the fact that we've got to learn how to execute the system. There's a difference. I'm not asking the Knicks to execute any kind of system, to be perfectly executing. The only thing I'm asking them to do is to have some principles that they live by. The execution will come later. But anyway, she had 22 points and like 11 rebounds tonight. So she's definitely, you know, she's playing, she's learning, and she's playing, she's doing her thing. Team isn't very good. We got a lot to learn, a lot of development to go. But that's all right, because in a few years, when she's graduated out, they're going to be very good. Right? Because they're learning it. They just got to learn how to execute it. and we're teaching them how to execute it. But she's doing her thing. She's having a very good season. She's got another season to go, and we'll see. I definitely keep you guys updated. I might even jump on and go live from Coppin for a hot second just to say hi. We'll see what happens there. But anyway, there goes the Knicks with the Tankathon. They're in that 4th spot. All right, we're gonna get on and finish this out tonight because man, it's 3:45. It's crazy. I don't know what am I doing. I'm tripping. It's 3:45. So I'm just gonna ask you guys that's in the chat really quick. What's your take on the Knicks versus Portland? Give me your last words, and then we're gonna jump up out of here. All right. K-Sway, I'm gonna start with you.
All right, yes, what's up? First one to blast was good.
Yeah, it was good, man. Take us out of here. I appreciate you for staying on with us, man. It's almost 4:00 in the morning. I definitely appreciate that.
Oh, trust me, I love what you do, Sam, man. This is awesome that Knicks fans got a spot to actually just talk about our difficulties, with the team, just watching the team and how much we've been losing. I love that, man. So
appreciate it,
definitely
man.
Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
Now with the Portland game, I'm gonna go ahead and just say it's just an L, man. We're gonna take an L. Our guards can't match with their guards. I feel like we're gonna get that business from Lillard and what's his name, McCollum. They're gonna tear us up, man. There's no way. What's his name? Hardaway is not gonna be able to guard nobody like that, man. He's gonna be complaining the whole game. What is it? What's his name? Moutier. Moutier. I'm pretty sure he's going to get his, but when it comes back, when Lillard starts applying that pressure, it's gonna cancel itself out. It's gonna be an L. I don't think it's gonna be close. We probably might lose by maybe 10, 15 points, possibly. Possible blowout. Depends on how it goes.
Yeah, but did we play them earlier in the season already? We played them already, right?
Yeah, we did. And we took it. we took an L to them.
Yeah, but was it a tight game? Was it a close game? Was it? I don't remember.
I want to say the first. No, actually, no. It was. No, we lost that game by a lot, actually. If I remember correctly, it was about. I want to say it was about was it a month ago? It was something like that, but pretty much,
I think we played them in November or something. So last time, November 20th, we lost 118-114.
Right.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway had 32. C.J. McCollum had 31.
I think did Frank start that game?
I think at that point in the season, Frank was. That was just before Thanksgiving. He might have been starting.
I think he started that game. I can't remember
that game.
But yeah. We're gonna take an L, man. I could feel it. I'm not even gonna get my hopes up to see a W.
Yeah.
As much as I want to see my team win, man, I guess we're not gonna win this one.
Yeah.
I guess I do want to make a comment towards what you were saying about what's his name, Fizdales. Now he's our coach. You know what I'm saying? I want to rock with him, and I'm gonna rock with him. But I don't like bashing our team because this is our team, and we should always embrace. Who's on our team, but at the same time, you got to be receptive to constructive criticism, right? And I'm gonna just say, I'm a true New Yorker. I'm gonna just say, what I'm saying, son, this is New York. Everybody has an opinion, but at the end of the day, you're gonna hear them opinions. And when it comes down to setting a system, of course, you have to nip that in the butt early, especially when you have a young team. You know what I'm saying? A system, right? But it builds consistency. Consistency builds muscle memory.
There you go.
So consistency it builds development. And then as you said, we're gonna lose a lot of players this offseason. By the time this offseason comes, you can rely on the players that's already been in the system to teach the players that's actually coming in that system that they're actually going to be coming into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
So that right there, it throws up, I want to say a red flag, but everybody's raising their eyebrows by you saying that you want to simplify things. I think he just, low key said that our team is dumb.
I know. Yeah, you know, I was about to ask this. I was thinking about asking that earlier. Like, is he just saying we're stupid and we can't do it? I was thinking about yeah.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you look at the sets, I mean, I think I've seen probably maybe a motion offense once or twice, you know what I'm saying, the way they were running it,
right.
You know, with that 3 out, 2 in. But, I mean, there's nothing complicated about what the Knicks do. So when you talk about simplifying things, I don't know what simplifying you're trying to
yeah.
What are you trying to simplify? And, you know, correct me on this if I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I've seen, you know, defense, you know, the Knicks are playing a 2-3 defense in the NBA with 3 seconds being on defense. You know what I mean? So the paint is gradually opening up every once in a while. So I don't think
that's true. Right. It,
you know what I'm saying?
It opens up every once in a while. You gotta step out. Yeah.
You do that against what is it? You do that against Portland? Oh, it's dinner time, yo. They're gonna eat us up. They're gonna get in that paint and it's gonna be over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I appreciate you jumping in, man. And hopefully you'll be back Monday night.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, all right.
I'll be here.
All right, appreciate it, bro.
Yo,
and, peace, man, peace. And by the way, tonight the Lakers scored 60 points in the paint. 60 points in the paint. And it's on you, man.
I kind of agree with the other caller when it comes to Portland. I think we'll play tough. But I can see in that third quarter, you know, midway, I think Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum will just be too much. So I don't see us winning that game. I think it'll end up being like 118 and maybe like 106, 107, something like that.
Okay. All right. You got some last words for us?
Yeah, man.
You're an elitist now. You're an elitist.
The Prince reminds me of Kanye West. You know, he started off so strong, and he's in a sunken place now. He's going down this weird, you know, hole of like pleasing the trolls in the chat. You know, that's his new goal. He just says stuff to please them, man. He be saying crazy stuff. It's pure baloney. I don't know what he be talking about nowadays, but set up that debate, man, because some of these dudes got to be exposed. Man.
Yeah, we gonna get it. Some people not gonna get in it, but we gonna get it. You know, sign-ups are going to be on my website probably tomorrow night, but by Monday. It's just going to be just a link. You just sign up, and then we're going to get everybody in there. But
definitely, because, I mean, there's a couple people, you know, that they just be talking out the side of their mouth, man. I don't know. But, yeah, but the Prince, we need to have a conversation, man, because he's been saying crazy stuff all day, but now he's turned. I didn't know I was an elitist.
Prince Scott, he said elitist. That's funny man. He'll be back in the chat. He's gonna be back in the chat.
No, but Sim, the elitists are normally the educated ones. So if that's what he means, I'll take it, because he's turning into a heckler. He's just heckling the whole night. The heckler. Man. So somebody called him the village idiot. So I didn't say it. Someone in the chat did. So, you know, I need Prince to, you know, snap out of it. You know, come back in the chat, reunite with the elitists, and get his mind right, man. He needs like an intervention soon, because he's losing. He's going down this path. He's turning into or something.
Oh man, you hear this, Prince? I know he hears it. I see him typing in the chat. I know he hears it. All right, we're going to get him back in here, man. We're going to get him back in here.
Yeah, we have to, man. We're losing him, Sam.
Yeah, we're going to get him back in here. Prince, Ant said we got to flash the light in your eyes, man. He said we got to flash the light in your eyes.
No.
All right, Ant.
All right, man.
All right, Guillermo.
Yo, Sim. Look, man, I apologize, man. I'm not saying I know more than anybody. I don't want to replace Fizz. I still want to give him time. Like the caller said, man, I'm from the old school, man. I'm negative reinforcement. And I know it's a very different era, man. If you screamed at me and you berated me because I was doing something wrong, I don't take it as anything negative. I build off that. So even just simple criticism, I'm down for 1,000%, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not coming at anybody. I'm just saying that and you see it, Sim. You're a coach. I'm just gonna go through you because you're the coach. I'm not even gonna talk anymore. You're the coach. You see that there's no real system, and you're befuddled by his comments. That's how it felt. So I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody in the chat or anything, but some of what y'all just saying, it just doesn't make sense, you know. So I want this team to do well. I want these guys to succeed. I'm the guy that in my head I'm like, all right, the Knicks are gonna suck, but hopefully we get 45 wins somehow. I'm just hoping we have some weird breakthrough. I want this team to succeed, man. I'm not here. I don't want to keep criticized. I want to sit back and see guys put up 30, 40 points against some of the best teams in this league, man. So, you know, shout out to you. Yo, good luck to your daughter tomorrow. You know, you got to bribe them, give them some little cash or whatever.
You know?
To the coaches, you know,
right?
Butter them up, give them some equity to your show and your company. You know what I mean? But nah, seriously, good luck to your daughter, man. I hope she kills it. I hope she even gets more offers, man. I hope she gets some other offers and they blow her out and she's like, she's just in you just filled with offers and she doesn't know where to go, man. That's a blessing, man. So,
I appreciate that, man. I hope so. You know, she just started playing 2 years ago. She's in the 9th grade, and let me tell you something. She couldn't breathe and walk on a basketball court at the same time. She had no idea what to do, where to go, and to her credit, I mean, she decided this is what I want to do, and she put the time in. You know, out in the driveway, dribbling, extra hours in the gym. You know, Sunday nights at a gym somewhere, just working on her game. You know, a lot of players. We always tell all our players, you can't just do it in practice. You got to do some of these things at home. Most of them don't. She's one of the ones who did. You know, so what's happening to her now, you know, it's to her credit. You know what I mean? I give her drills. Other coaches give her drills. You know, I discipline her in some ways to make sure that she's doing what she has to do. But you know, I gotta give her the credit because she's doing it, and although she's still kind of behind the 8 ball, she's quickly moving to get in front of it. So yeah, she's working hard.
Hey man, look, and I hate to get sentimental. I'm not trying to be all sentimental, man, but just seeing, I was around my old hood. Not my old hood. I don't live in Crown Heights, but I was in Crown Heights, man, and I just seen some people who were not in good situations, man. So, and females or whatever, and I'm just like, when you talking about your daughter, I'm like, damn, man. So, it's a great stark contrast, man. When you have a good father in your life and you're doing the right thing by the children, man. So right. I know you don't praise yourself, whatever, but I'm praising you. I'm giving you some praise, man. Salute to you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You're doing a great job, man. So salute to you, man. I hope your daughter kills it, man. Hopefully some of that stuff can rub on these Knicks, man, because whatever. But I'll see you guys on Monday. I know you're gonna get Damian Lillard is gonna be Dame time. He's gonna score at least 40. So I'm not looking forward to to win. I'm ready to come in and do some more criticism. So salute to you, Sim, man, and I'll see you on Monday, man.
All right, man. See you Monday. Peace. Have a good one.
Peace, bro. You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. We're down to the end of the night. We are down to the end of the night. Thank you guys for staying on with me. Listen, it really is incredible, man. We still got like 160 something people on. Just here to talk and have a good time and talk about the Knicks and things like that. And it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So I definitely appreciate you guys. I'm heading off because I gotta get up early, and do some things. So I'm heading off. And I will definitely see you guys Monday. Have a great, great, great weekend. And if you hadn't heard, if I didn't say Happy New Year's to you, Happy New Year. All right. But have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys Monday. All right. Dose.